Yeah, 20 for Gale.
12 for Davros.
Yeah, and I just remembered. I'm not sure if we said it or I missed it, but like we ended the previous session with Gale basically casting like a resilient sphere on the Venom Thrall by Bill.
Oh, okay, okay. I do remember that was why we actually had like the almost like pause in things.
Have you used that before, Chris? Do we know what that does?
Yeah, I mean, I like the monsters in the town square thing, Delver Square. I did use it on one of them.
Was that the one where it sort of like trapped them inside of a bubble?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, okay.
And I have one of you. Let me go for Justin Davros. Roll for Neferndel, just a D20. Um, Jinx roll for um the redhead, and then Chris, Gail, can you roll for the Skullface? And just give me their straight D20s.
5 for Neffy.
Yeah, 5 for the redhead also.
And 14 for Skullface.
All right. So let me go for Jinx and Davros. Can you make a dexterity saving throw for me?
Natural 1.
Oh God, me too.
Solid. Really, both of you?
Dude, that's so
Yeah.
crazy. We've rolled the same thing multiple times already.
All right. So, we're basically going to pick up with this moment where Gale has started to cast Resilient Sphere, and it's started to kind of break the Venom Thrall off of Bill as this orb of power kind of like forms around it and locks it inside of this ball, just sort of on the side of the scaffolding. And as you guys kind of like are looking to see this like moment that's happening, that you kind of have like a hiatus in the fight, all of a sudden there's like kind of a and like this pow of steam just blasts out of the center of the machine, just engulfing Davros and like hits like straight towards Jinx's face. And I'm gonna do, this is kind of harsh to have both of you fail it on a net one, but it is going to hurt. Oh, I should make sure that the fifth edition has it doing the same amount of damage as the old one. It does indeed. Here's the low days. Okay, good. So it's going to do 8 fire damage to each of you as a gout of steam just kind of blasts out. Um, and again, you guys don't have incredible like passive perceptions. What is P in? Insight? You guys are low. Investigation. Wait, no. INV. Oh yeah, that is investigation. And the passive perception is, oh, that's still Dalton's information. I don't even have. Yeah, so why do I have these character sheets up if I don't even have Davros written down right now? Um, but yeah, I don't think you guys have like the passive to kind of pick up quite exactly why I said it's like going right at Jinx's face here. But that's kind of the moment where we'll sort of pick up. You guys are in like a little mode of this is slightly out of combat, slightly in combat still. So keep in mind like a level of trying to do like one action a piece, and not necessarily like doing things that are more than like 6 seconds here, but you guys can go a little bit out of initiative if you have that thought. If you would prefer, I'll keep moving it in initiative, but this is kind of a little in between space. So, do you guys have any thoughts on what you're doing as Gale kind of locks this Venom Thrall inside of the resilient sphere?
I would think we're like trying to sort of like regroup, get together, and then also, I think Davros probably has been trying to tell us about this door, or at least has told us about the door.
Yeah, I think he'd be trying to once some of the once some of you guys got down here, be trying to point it out. But Davros is almost thinking should we, to Jinx's point, maybe running, especially after getting that kind of hit with that steam, kind of running for the back towards the outer layer, and maybe looking for a ladder to maybe climb up a level, and in case the one still stuck up above us need help, and going to start kind of climbing up, and maybe looking to I don't know how much open space there is, but if it would be possible to try and look for a way to get off a ranged attack from the level below back up onto the 8th floor.
Wait, my bad. What was your thought on the attack there?
I don't know how, is it, if it's a kind of more solid ground, or how many the wires and cables and stuff, but if Davros was able to try and climb back up to the 7th floor, almost looking to see if there's any sort of way he can get any view on the creature and our companions still up on the 8th floor.
I think you're pretty good on say 1 to 2 levels between before there's just so much verticality. But I think the dexterity of being able to stand and take damage, and the potential of um kind of other difficulties of standing here is enough to say you can get the sights within 2. So I think that includes, making sure that you're not standing behind a pipe. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Okay. Yep.
Just kind of think of it as the fog or war gives you ±2.
Yep. Yep. Makes sense.
So yeah, I'm thinking with Jinx then, I'm gonna move over to wherever Davros points out the door to be, and then I should from there be able to get a line of sight with the boomerang, and I'll do a boomerang attack against the sphered alien.
Alrighty. So my owlbear just crashed again. Um, I believe Resilient Sphere prevents any damage to or from. So your boomerang is just going to kind of ping off of the sphere and return to your hand. I think normally a miss would basically where you don't get it back. So that would be where the magic teleports it back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, oh yeah.
What is Gale thinking?
Yeah, Gale is thinking of, not sure how he would do it, but try to signal down Bill to try to push the creature over, because we can roll it out from the edge and have Gale be holding his action to drop concentration when it like falls down.
Gotcha. I think that's easy enough to do. Just kind of a simple pushing motion, pushing out from your chest, should be pretty clear. If you want to do a performance and not fail the test, I feel like that's probably pretty solid. Just don't roll a 5 or lower, and Bill would just be clueless while you're trying to stand signal something silly.
That's a 5.
You have a flat for your performances.
I have a -1. That's a 4 total.
Yeah, so let's say it's gonna take Bill. I mean, you've got enough time on this. Bill doesn't do it immediately, but it is gonna take a moment here for things to kind of connect in his head what you're trying to do. Um, so how do you think the grouping back up is going to happen. Like, you guys kind of told me what you're doing with your main characters there. Do you think you have like just those personal thoughts in mind, or you guys like? I feel like Davros is kind of like sighting in on this thing, but kind of pointing towards the door as if there's like these two important things to deal with. Um, Jinx is kind of trying to move towards that door and figure out what's going on there. Throws the boomerang, and Gale's trying to make sure that Bill, deals with this thing. But like, do you guys have thoughts on how the whole group is reacting in this moment? Because you haven't necessarily done anything to specifically like rally the group to a level.
Yeah, so I think given the definitely interested in this door. So Davros is, I think, since we can't really, it's tough to communicate given all the noise and stuff between levels and even on the same level. So Davros is maybe going to like looking to Jinx and Gale and the others on this floor, maybe kind of trying to move closer, like almost like shouting to try to be heard, like keep an eye out here. I'll try and get the others and essentially lead them down here, and so we can regroup. Essentially, he's thinking like, actually go up, find the others on the levels above us, and kind of then come back down, and so back to where we can form a single kind of group.
Okay.
I think Terry would be like about to follow Davros because like he tends to go where the fight is, and then I think he looks back and sees Gale and Jinx and is like, I better stay here with these weaklings.
I think I had Terry off the thing purely because we ran out of space. So moving him back on there. So Davros is moving up, and he's pointing off to the door for Gale there. Are you just going for a ladder, Davros, or are you going to just climb up like right where you kind of moved to there?
Yeah, I think Davros will go for a ladder.
Gotcha. So I think the closest ladder would have kept you in the center of the scaffolding. Otherwise, you're kind of looking to move past like the three of them or go to the southwest of where you're at. Either one of those might kind of be the extent of your movement before you could even get to the next level here. So do you want to stick to the center and go up instead of going to the outer ring? Because I think you were probably standing almost at a ladder when you started. I think the redhead and you. Oh wait, no, that's the lower level scaffolding. So there's probably a ladder just past the redhead, just past Floria.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so I think in that case, then I probably wouldn't have moved out to the outer, so I'd be kind of still where I had started.
So kind of pointing towards for Jinx to look like to your left, and then you go for that ladder and go up to the next.
Although now that I'm thinking about it, I did say I was going to go move closer to them to try and like say audibly, I'll shout so they could maybe hear a little bit audibly, like that I was going to go up. So maybe I did actually have to go out to them first.
So you guys should know by now, there is no yelling does nothing here. You guys are all hand signals. Yelling is, you can't even hear yourself when you go to yell here. There's no like audible inner ear difference. I don't know how that works. That's why I said your guys are damn near deafened in this place.
Okay, so then in that case, maybe he would have just tried to get it across with hand signals, like kind of putting his hand like like pointing, and then like like a stay motion, and then pointing to himself, and then pointing up, and trying hoping that they understood kind of what he's planning.
So Bill's contemplating what Gale's trying to communicate. Let me have Davros roll for Seamus. Jinx roll for Neferndel, and then Gale roll for Casonia. So Neffy is definitely understanding. I think that's good for Casonia. And what did you roll for Seamus?
12.
All right, so that's good enough that I think the three of them can all react to Davros trying to gather people. So again, Seamus can effectively move completely free form in this place because we're just considering him a thief with second story work here for those purposes. So do you want him to just move down 2 levels?
Yeah, I think if he sees, if he catches sight of most of the others down there, he would plan to go join them. Especially while the venom thing seems to be at least temporarily contained.
And then what? Bill is not gonna. So Neffy could pass by Bill and go to a ladder, or she could walk to like one of the other ones to like the southwest of her. What do you want to do with her?
Can she assist Bill with the push?
I mean, he doesn't need an assist with the push. He just needs to interpret Gale correct. It's
Okay,
in a
okay, I got you.
resilient sphere. Like once he knows to push it.
So yeah, I think she'll make her way to the ladder and just start going down then if Bill's got that handled.
All right, so she can pass Bill and go to the closest ladder, or she can go to one of the ones to the southwest of her. What's she doing there?
The one that's like right by Bill, the close one. Like walking past him? Yeah, yeah.
All right, can Seamus, Davros, and can I have? I think both of those are Justin Davros dexterity saves, and then can I have Gale roll a save for Floris?
All right, first one will be for Davros. All right, so it's a 15 for Davros. And Seamus, you should have a bonus for dexterity, so I guess that would be plus.
He rolled that 10.
That's
That's
10
good
for
enough. Yeah.
this. Okay, yeah.
What did you roll for Floris?
She rolled a 19.
Excellent. So yeah, like you guys are on like the inner scaffolding as those different levels of the machine kind of like spin in opposite directions. And you guys are basically gonna move a third of the way around as the scaffolding spins. So we'll kind of take this back to again like another moment where you guys are sort of out of initiatives. You can kind of do one thing each kind of thing. What do you guys have in mind as you basically have this moment where like these inner rings start to whirl to life, and you basically see as the like scaffolding and the central part of the machine are almost kind of like each level is sort of spinning. Like Jinx, you would go from seeing this door right in front of you to seeing it just kind of like spin away and out of sight.
So I think Davros is going to be trying to get Nephrindel's attention, and then like similarly with hand signals, like kind of pointing down and with the idea that then they can hopefully both head down a level and join the others once the room stops spinning.
Gotcha. Yeah, she's heading down, so you don't necessarily have to worry too much about that at that point. Like you've got, I think, a solid amount of everybody's trying to regroup on the 6th level.
Okay. In that case, then I think Davros will move to descend again.
Gotcha. Let me have you just roll a d20 for me here, please. Oh, and then my bad. How would you want to descend? Are you just gonna? Excellent. You notice there's another door on this level on the inside of the cylinder. 18. It's probably say 10 feet away from you to the like southwest.
Gotcha. Okay. I think he still wants to join the others, but he'll definitely make a note of that.
Gotcha. And then yeah, so that's probably what. How did you want to descend?
I think he will. He'll look for a ladder again and try to descend that way.
Gotcha. So you've got a ladder probably just about like 15 feet to the north of you there in the center area, and then you could go down the other level. That'll be too far. That's kind of what I had in mind is the central point in that inside. And then basically to take you down there. So that's probably about 30 feet of movement just to kind of get there. When you just do a dexterity check, you need over 10. How about the other main characters? What are Gale and Jinx thinking here as you guys see the innards whirl and like Neffy and Seamus kind of spin out of sight? Excellent, Deborah.
I'm thinking I'll like chase after the door with Jinx and see if I can like try to find like or use a handle.
Gotcha. Roll a perception here for me.
It's a 5.
All right. So, as it spun, um, you saw it kind of like spun like with Neffy and Seamus kind of in that southern direction. It's going to be out of your reach to get to this turn, but you basically know that like they're closer to it. But like the door basically at this point, the door is essentially between Davros and like Seamus as it spun to the like south of this room. You're just kind of moving towards the center.
Yeah, if I'm not gonna be able to get to it this turn, I'll just kind of like move and like prepare that it's maybe like gonna come back around.
All right, I kind of spun like with the scaffolding. So, like, if you, I mean, you would still kind of want to be on this side with that extra movement. What is Gale thinking?
Yeah, he's thinking like, because the outer scaffolding isn't moving at least, so he seems like that seems a bit safer for now. So he's gonna be staying on that and keeping an eye on like the Venom Thrall up with Bill to keep an eye out.
Gotcha. You're preparing to drop your concentration when Bill pushes it.
Yeah, so that's like still his focus.
Gotcha. I mean, at this point, Bill is about to do that, so I think that's probably what you're having Bill do. What are you guys doing with the other sidekicks?
I think Seamus is also going to try to get to the door.
Gotcha. Yeah, Seamus, it's not going to take him much more effort to get to the door. He walked down near it and it spun pretty close to him. So I don't think there's anything that'll keep him from getting there.
I think he's going to refrain from trying to open it until at least a couple other people have gotten there as well. So for now, he's just going to try to maybe almost like kind of brace himself against it and wait for the others to get there.
And I'll just have Terry kind of move towards the scaffolding and then just kind of hang out right there. And maybe he'll just take the dodge action in case like something comes around.
Gotcha. We're going to say about this point, there is a gout of steam that shoots out of the 7th level. Can somebody roll a dexterity for Neffendel for me, please?
It's a 7.
Oh, wait, it doesn't matter how much damage. Roll a Constitution save for me, Davros.
All right, 19 should be good. Hopefully.
Solid, yep. So a gout of steam blasts out as she's like climbing down to this level, and it's like right as she turns around, it almost seems like she catches like a face full of steam as she kind of spins. So what are you guys doing with? I think at this point, Neff and the two chaos techs. I think it's a good time to have Bill push off the Venom Thrall. And then Gale's gonna drop concentration and let the Venom Thrall drop.
Yep.
What are you guys doing with Neff and the two chaos cultists?
Oh, so can Neff get to the ladder and climb down then? She's at the ladder right now. Maybe just climb down.
She has to move a little bit to the east to get to like the next ladder, and then she can climb down. And she probably has a little bit of room, 5 or 10 feet to move.
All right, so 14 for her test.
Excellent. What are you guys doing with the two cast decks? Or the two Casonia and Flores?
I think they'll probably want to start moving for the door, following Seamus.
All right, Gail, do you have any thoughts on how you were doing this push? How are you timing the drop in the concentration? You're just trying to get it in the middle of the like gap between the sides? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm thinking like after Bill's pushed over, Gale is like because he's been focusing on looking up to see it. So when he sees it's basically in free fall, that's when he drops it.
Oh, I didn't think the ball doesn't it float?
No, it moves like regular. So if you can push it and things like that and drop it. I don't think it fuzz. I double
Gotcha.
check.
So you're gonna wait for it to start falling and then drop it? Roll an intelligence check for me.
Yeah, just it says the sphere is weightless actually, but I mean,
Yeah,
doesn't-
weightless to me tells me that it's not going to fall with gravity.
yeah. Then it's like when he sees it get pushed out from the scaffolding, so it's not.
Yeah,
On.
that's closer to what I thought that spell did.
What did you say? An intelligence check?
Oh no, you don't have to worry about the intelligence. The fact that it says weightless answers my question. I was going to tell you if it actually fell with gravity, that you want to drop concentration right before it hits the ground. No reason to give it a chance to catch on because some ways below you. Oh yeah, you guys don't hear anything. Yep, nothing happened. Nothing at all. All right, Davros, Seamus, Jinx, the redhead. I need saving throws from you. Dexterity, please. Chris, if you'll roll for the redhead, that would be great.
Oh, the
Dirty
red,
20 for Jinx.
yeah, and the redhead got a 6.
It was a 16 for Davros and Seamus 17 plus whatever.
Excellent. Let me get another. Let me get a strength save from Seamus and a dexterity saving throw from the redhead here.
Okay, that is less good for Seamus. That's a 5.
And a 12 for the redhead.
Yeah, it wasn't actually a bad or good for Seamus. It was a chance for him to catch the redhead as she went to fall. But what did you just say that you rolled for the redhead again, Chris?
A 12.
All right, yeah. So she's basically getting like smacked by a moving piece of this inner ring, and as she like goes to fall, Seamus like reaches off for her. She's able to catch on to the actual like edge of the scaffolding. Um, she is effectively hanging prone from that scaffolding at this point. And then again, it's kind of top of the initiative. You guys don't necessarily have to go in like an initiative order here, um, but you do have, uh, you know, technically this is just like a 6 second moment of time thing.
So
Yeah.
Jinx is gonna try to get to Seamus, and either I guess he would be running to the door to try to help Seamus, and then probably will divert and help the redhead instead.
Excellent.
And I think Davros is moving for the door as well.
See, and the door is still like moving with the scaffolding, or is it standing still at the moment?
It's like standing still. I guess maybe I should have the door move when the innards like swing, but I didn't actually think of it like that. Yeah, that was actually when the inner ring is what just knocked Seamus and the redhead. So on some level, everybody just kind of got moved around. So let me. But you guys are still essentially next to the door. But yeah, that's actually what was happening there when you guys got hit was the spinning of the scaffolding or spinning of that level.
I think Gale will just like walk. Uh, the bridges between the two, like the inner and outer scaffolding, are those also moving, or are they like standing still?
The bridges between are actually static. They're essentially mounted to the outer ring, so it's only the inner ring that's moving. It's kind of like I don't know, imagine like a sliding inner bar to the inner ring.
Okay, yeah, because then I think Gale will like stand on the like, bridge part, so it doesn't get onto the inner scaffolding exactly, but like right next to it, and then I guess he'll try to wait for it to move, like the door closer to him. Try to jump on like when it gets closer.
Sounds good.
I think Terry is just gonna like be at the ready and maybe do like a investigation to make sure there's no threats trying to sneak up on us.
Roll that investigation. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
11.
Um, does he have any reason for a positive? He's got night vision. Let's say he can actually see where the venom shaped thrall that Gale dropped below has caught on to one of these scaffolds. And it's basically like around 50 or so feet below you. But it is no longer in free fall.
And Davros, I think, is still just trying to get to the door, and he will try to open it when he gets to it.
The door opens. You can see inside there's a tight space. It's probably about like I don't know, for a large human, I assume Davros by like the picture is kind of like a little bit bulkier of a guy. It's a cramped looking space to get into. Maybe like meter and a half. I think that's about like 5 or 6 feet tall. Like it's 5 feet tall. I think is a better way to say it than 5 or 6 feet. So say like I think like a meter and a half or 5 feet tall. It's about like say 2.5 feet wide, and it's not really a door into something so much as there's a space between the pipes and like the wires and the things inside of it. This is very much like alien-esque, like you're climbing into an inner working if you go into the door, but it's not necessarily a place where you were like meant to be. It's just that there's a space inside of this thing if you did climb into it.
Gotcha. Okay. And yeah, I mean Davros, I don't think has any reason, but like, are there any obvious like
Oh wait, my bad. There's a combination lock on the door when you go to open it. You can do a dexterity check, but I am not sure Davros is dexterous enough to do it. My apologies. I guess every once in a while I should actually look at the book instead of just making things up.
uh would it be, because I don't know, he wouldn't know the combination, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so I guess he'd probably be more likely to try to smash it open, like try to smash the lock off with his um
Gotcha. Roll an attack.
all right. So it'd be a 21 to hit.
I think that's a solid hit for the machine.
And then damage would be 12 if you need it.
Excellent.
Oh, actually, I guess if he's making attack, could he do 2?
Go for it.
All right. That should hit with a 22 for excuse me, 11 more damage.
Excellent.
And he's like, there's no finesse here at all. He's just like trying to bash away like the, the lock or even like the door behind it.
What's everyone else up to?
I think Gale is still like waiting for it to closer. Like he
Yeah. It's technically still that same term, but how about like your other, like your NPCs and things? What are you guys doing with them?
oh
I think right now we've only really acted with your mains and Terry.
yeah, that seems right. I think Bill will try to get down because he is separated, so he will try to get down to the others.
And Seamus is thinking Gale might have the right idea in terms of finding a little more stable ground to be standing on. So he's going to make for like the nearest kind of connecting walkway and try to get onto that, so that he's not spinning off while he lets Stavros try to deal with the door.
I don't believe that would be any difficulty for him.
And I feel like maybe do both of the Brotherhood members, are they both carrying crossbows, I think, right?
Yep.
So I feel like it would make sense if they're, because we know there could be more of those venom things around. Maybe she'd also be kind of trying to find some steadier ground in case she needs to fire off at one of them if we see more approaching.
Gotcha. So you're thinking like Flores, the redhead, having her, she would take like half her movement to get unprone. Go to the south. You want her to go to the north?
Probably the north. So with following after Seamus, yeah.
Alrighty. There's gonna be a. I need a dexterity save from Gale and Terry.
That is a 18 from Gale.
Yep, same thing for Terry, 18.
Terry, just make a con save. I think you basically just need a non-1 basically. And Gale's going to take 9 fire damage as you kind of are like looking around, and then at one point you like look towards the machine, and the moment you're looking towards the machine, there's just a pop of steam right in your face, kind of boiling into your flesh. So I think we've got Neffy, Cassonia. Did you actually move Bill, like his miniature at all?
Oh no, I didn't actually. I was gonna ask what it's dexterity roll, right? Or if he's moving down a ladder.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, add it's a plus. So
I
it
think
would
he's
be
plus dexterity. I think that's a 10 for him.
yeah.
He should be good. Could get him about where Neffy is there. And how about for Neffy? Is she going to the west, to the east? Is she trying to get to like Cassonia? And I think, did you guys do anything with Cass?
Cass was the one with the skull face, right?
Indeed.
Yeah, I think we said she was gonna be like try to look out, basically. Keeping a lookout with her crossbow in case more venom thralls show up.
Roll a perception for her.
Rolled 14.
She sees as one from a couple levels above is like leaping down onto the scaffold, like that's like between the two rings. And as it leaps down, it's like preparing to jump to the scaffold that's like below, um, like basically from like right above and behind where Bill is, like where Bill and Neffy are. So take a crossbow shot with her. Roll a d20.
I rolled 5.
5 is not gonna cut it. As she like takes a shot at it, like right as it lets go of the scaffolding it jumped to, and it's like dropping down to the next level and just kind of attaching on. All right, and then I need a dexterity from Jinx. Did you only help like Floor up? Did you do anything else?
Yeah, well, I don't know if that was like my action or like what else I would be able to do. But I guess like I would probably maybe just use the rest of my thing to like get to Davros and like signal like, hey, we should just keep going downward. Try to like get everybody to keep moving.
Gotcha. So you want to just try to signal keep everybody moving downward?
Yeah, I mean, if I get to him and like he's bashing at the door and we're sort of like getting the idea that like maybe it's not going to be like a way out, that like we should keep with the going down.
Gotcha. Just roll a d20 and don't roll a 1. And I think you can pass along to at least those like 4. Yeah. That the idea should be to keep moving down, or at least that's what you're trying to convene. The scaffolding is going to start to spin. And I need a dexterity save from Jinx, Davros, and if Gale would roll one for Floor, that would be great.
12 for Davros.
21 for Jinx.
And I rolled 5 for Roar.
All right, I need a um, another dexterity from Davros and Floor.
I rolled 13 for floor.
13 total for Davros.
Gotcha. So the two of you are basically getting knocked off and prone as you're like kind of flung over the edge by things like whirling by and like smacking into you. No falling damage, no actual damage taken, but you're basically proned at the start of the turn here. So you guys have seen effectively two creatures that are kind of heading your way. Harry spotted one below you. Cass has spotted one above you. And I think realistically, Neff and Bill probably have sight of the one above them as Cass like shot past them. What is your next thought? And I think this is where we'll be actually in initiative for Jinx. And Gail, you'll be up next.
So did I notice the actual ones that are coming yet, or would I still not be aware of this quite yet?
Roll a perception.
Okay, 5.
At present, I'd say you are not aware of them.
Okay, so I think having sort of like spread the message that we're gonna keep moving back down to this kind of group that I was by over here, I'm gonna go ahead and move over towards Perry and Gail and then let them know like, hey, we're gonna keep moving downward.
Gotcha. I'd say here you can effectively like be passing on the message as you spot the actual creature. That's like one above Neff and Bill there.
Okay, then I'll yuck my boomerang at it.
That'll be a big
It's a
ol'
miss.
miss. And I'll go to Gale.
Yeah, I think seeing. Oh, let's see. Yeah, sorry. Seeing Yinks like throw the boomerang at, he's probably gonna notice that as well. So he's gonna throw out a magic missile, and that's gonna be a first level magic missile.
Isn't it +2, so shouldn't it be 3d4?
I'm sorry. What did you say? I didn't hear exactly.
Shouldn't it be 3d4? I only saw you roll one.
Yeah, I was just checking. So it's gonna be 2 more. So 3. A 3 and 2 ones. Let's see. That's 5, 8 total damage. Magic missile.
Excellent.
And then with Ying's saying like we're moving down, he's gonna try to get. Cause I don't think there was a ladder right where he was. Right? He's gonna try to get to a ladder and prepare to move down.
Yeah, so closest ladder to Gale would probably be moving like directly east or directly south. Or you could go to the outer ring to like a similar thing as like where Bill and Neffy are, or like the kind of like western point.
Yeah, I think it would go like outer ring where Bill and Neffy are. Like try to stick together with someone.
Gotcha.
So like something like that, I'm not really sure how many.
You should be able to measure how far you guys move on this. Those squares are 5-foot squares.
Yeah, I was just like I had to zoom in a bit because I couldn't really see. It's like
Yeah, I just been picking up the NPCs and just moving them because I don't think the movement matters that much, but it's also because I'm juggling so much that I don't want to waste time on stuff that I move. The steam is going to blast off again at Gale. I need a dexterity saving throw from you.
that is an 11 total.
And again, this is one of those like moments where you're like looking away from the central pillar, but it's the moment you kind of look back and your face is directly pointed towards the pillar. There's just a gout of steam that blasts out, and it's full faced, hot, burning steam, 10 damage, 10 fire.
Yeah, I'll say Gale is definitely starting to look worse for wear as he is blooded.
So, two of these thralls, one is climbing up from below, that's the one in the center, and then one of them is climbing from above, and that's going after Bill here. So the first strike on Bill is a miss. Oops, that's a D12. 14 should hit to grapple and restrain him. Yeah, his AC is around 14, right? So its plus modifier is gonna beat that. Can you make a Constitution saving throw for him? You basically need a 6 or better. I don't think he has con, so it's not a not one, but just roll over a 6. And then it's going to try to bite into Bill. And I don't think a 15 hits. Oh, no, a 15 rather should hit, but I think his AC is 15. Is that correct on Bill?
That's exactly right.
Yeah, so he's going to bite. And this one, I need you to roll a 15 or better.
Nat 20.
Solid, because that's for 3 hit dice as it bites into him. And then it's going to go to Cass. She's got a crossbow and already like aimed in on that one, but you can choose what she actually does. I think this comes back to where did I assign these to you guys last week? Did you pay attention last week and remember like who had the skullface chick last week?
I don't know if we assigned them to anyone specifically.
Gotcha. So let's do for now. I'm gonna go for Chris. Roll for the skullface for Cass.
Yeah, and I think she's gonna shoot like the one attacking Bill, just because it's attacking someone right now. That's a roll 3.
And then that'll go to Davros.
All right, so first thing Davros is going to do is kind of scramble back to his feet. And he said there was one. So there's the one attacking Bill, and then does Davros have eyes on the second one?
I think at this point, about your only clue of something going on is Jinx moving away. Roll a perception here.
Sure. That would be a 12.
Yeah, I'd say on some level, try to play it as like Jinx moved away from you, so there was something that kept him from just helping you up, maybe. But that might be the only like concerning aspect of things at this point. Uh, I think you guys are in a threatening enough situation that it doesn't hurt for you to play off as I still need to get into this shit. So,
Gotcha.
but you also are coming from prone, so it's not like you can make it there. That's part of why I say don't necessarily role play dilly dallying for even more time because this is a dire situation.
Yeah, so I think Davros is going to stand up, and then he is going to dash in the direction that he saw Jinx going. He doesn't really have anything else to go on, so I think he could get 45 feet with a dash. So I think he can get almost to him there.
Oh shit, my bad. I forgot about Terry on Jinx's turn and then Bill on Gale's turn as well. So we're kind of like on all three sidekicks right now. Let's start off with
Okay.
Jinx. What do you want to do with Terry here? I assume go for the one that he was. Yeah, he was training on the one that is basically right in front of Jinx and him right now.
Yeah, and so just to double check, his warlord ability, the one specifies that it has to have like a line of sight and like audible, but the other one does not. So I can use that one without the charge
Yeah,
one. Okay, so then what I'm gonna do, and this will mess with your turn, Davros. I'm gonna run up and charge this one, and then like as I do, I'm gonna use my ability to let Davros move 30 feet and either attack or cast a spell.
Well, if Terry is essentially going before Davros, then don't forget Davros is farther away. He's not within 30 feet. If Terry
Yeah,
goes
yeah. I
before him,
just think like his thought would be to help get you in the fight. So
is
however
there a
that messes with
distance
your
on
turn.
it though on that ability?
It just says he takes a signature attack and selects an ally who can immediately move up to 30 feet and make an attack or cast a spell.
Got it. Yeah, so I'd say do Davros started from prone when he said that. So I think it's enough to say Davros can probably get to it and attack on his turn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for.
Because
Okay,
you
so
get
Terry's
15
attack.
feet from your prone from that. The attack gets wasted, but then oh wait, no, because you'd have to dash. So yeah, you could get to it. You probably can't attack, but you could not get in combat and like do a thrown attack at it. So let's hold off on Davros's turn and catch up Terry and Bill, and then let you do Davros normally. How's that sound?
yep, works for me.
Okay, so Terry rolled a 9, so he should hit. Yeah. Okay, so right, 15 is more than enough, right?
Yeah, 15 is their AC, and I think you guys have +2 over their modifier that's shown. Yeah, 16 is their AC.
Okay, and it'll be for a total of 7 damage.
How about for Bill? What would you like to do with him?
Yeah, I think he will, seeing as he's close range, he will use like, I think we said he has like a short sword, if I remember right. Gonna use that instead and attack. Yeah, that's 2 attacks, both roll 3.
Gotcha. All right, and then let's count that as like now we got Davros in. Yeah, so that's probably you could move up beside or behind Jinx and throw, or you would have to dash to get like off the inner ring or to the thing.
Yeah. I think he will run up behind Jinx and not sure if the platform's going to move again. I think he's going to try and at least get a something off with his javelin. And try to throw it at the creature while Terry is there. And that's a crit.
Excellent.
All right, so it will be 10 plus 1, 11 total.
All right, and then I think that gets us back up to current with it's just on to Seamus.
Right. Yeah, Seamus, I think he will move back onto the inner ring. Are we treating him like a rogue in the sense that he could take a bonus action dash?
I think that's fine enough. Yeah.
Okay, so he would so then dash to get behind this thing and try to stab out at it with his dagger.
I don't mean to make them like too complicated, but I feel like the cut purse is, I don't
Yeah,
know,
but
a little lacking.
I think that is going to probably just like kind of bounce off its some of the bone armor there and miss.
Alrighty, so I need a dexterity saving throw. How did she not get a chance to stand up since I did this last? Oh, because we're out of initiative. Oops. Um, yeah, let's just deal with it. Let me get a dexterity saving throw from Seamus, Terry, Jinx, and Davros. And then, Chris, will you roll one for Floor?
All right, 19 for Davros.
24 for Jinx and 7 for Terry.
And I think Seamus would be a 15 if he gets because I think he's proficient in dex saves.
Yeah. What'd you roll for Floor, Chris?
Thor got a nat 20.
Excellent. Roll a dex save for Terry, Jinx.
At 20.
Excellent. So yeah, Terry just kind of gets knocked off. You're basically prone on the edge there, catching yourself from actually falling. As the again central thing is going to whirl and spin, and all right, and then it's on Neferndel and Floor. So I was gonna say Jinx is Neferndel and Floor is Davros. Um, Floor again is prone, like hanging onto the edge. And then Neferndel is right behind Bill as that creature kind of let down on top of him. What would you guys like to do?
So can Floor, I guess, stand up or like kind of pull herself back up onto the solid ground, and then I think she is going to start moving to the outer so like look for a walkway, and then with the idea that she's gonna her idea is to get to the outer walkway and then try to essentially start making her way back towards the others, but without she seems to have some trouble keeping her feet, so I think she'll
Gotcha.
dash
So I feel like, yeah, if you wanted to dash, you can probably get to about there.
yeah, and then if she can get line of sight on the thing from where she is, like, oh no, she dashed, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, it'll take a dash to do it though.
Yep. So yeah, that's it for her.
So Neffy is going to try to get Gale's attention and then throw him a potion.
Gotcha. Let me just have the two of you roll dex. You got to get a total of 20, like 20 or above. Solid.
Anything but a one, Chris.
Roll a 2 or above. Solid. So Gale can catch it. As far as things go, I'm going to say it's your reaction this turn. I'm not sure if that robs you of your reaction, Gale, but it does give you a potion. So
I mean, I'm fine with that.
I guess really the question is to give you player choice, is to say, do you try to catch it? Then I would take your reaction to catch it. And then this is where snaky shit happens. Another thrall is like climbing up from beneath the scaffolding, almost right in front of Floor. And then it's going to go back to Jinx.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with um. We said 5 foot squares, right? Like these are regular squares.
Yep.
Okay, sorry, I'm just reading the word on this. Okay. Is there an actual measuring tool in Owlbear Rodeo?
On mine, it's right beneath like the crayon. It looks like a little like T square.
Okay, I got it. I got it. Sorry. And when something says it's a cube, a 40-foot cube, does that mean it's like 40 feet from like one end of the cube to the other end of the cube?
40-foot cube. Yeah, I would say that's like end to end, like it's 40 by 40.
Or is it a 40-foot square cube?
Like I picture it would be like 40 foot like length with height. Is that right?
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, cube definitely implies 3 dimensions. So yeah, 40 by 40 by 40.
Okay, okay, that's what I was picturing. Okay. So lots of range, but not a lot of options. Okay, well, I'm assuming that I have no clue that that third one has crawled up yet because there's a wall in between where I'm at right now. So I'm just going to focus in on attacking um, what I can see. So I will do a. You see what I mean about the middle kind of being the
Yeah,
way?
yeah.
I'm going to
Part
do.
of why I drew in like the black thing was to try to say like this is the central cylinder that you can't see past. So I think that's the way to do it, is to like draw that line and see, does it cross through the black? If so, you can't see it.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna move over to kind of get out of Davros's way, assuming he's gonna be going to try to like melee this thing, and also to like maybe get off the central platform, and then I'm gonna do a boomerang attack.
Excellent. I mean, with your distance, do you mind giving other people the option? Like, is there a reason that you wouldn't just go right next to Cass?
Oh no, not at all, not at all. I'm just thinking
Because I
get off the
think
part that's moving. Yeah.
technically only 3 people. I think though there's 15 feet between. Yeah, so that's actually right. Only 3 people should be able to get off of that before you have to get onto the outer ring. That was kind of what I was getting at.
Yeah, that's legit. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do a boomerang attack, and I'm gonna do it on the uh
So the one that you all are fighting is the only one that's taken a good chunk of damage. I'm not sure it's exactly nearing bloodied yet, but that's the one that you guys have actually started to hurt. That like Terry and Seamus are flanking.
right, right, I got you. Okay, yeah. And neither one of them actually has grappled somebody yet, right?
Technically, the one up north grappled and restrained Bill.
Okay, so I know how dangerous that is, so I'm gonna go for that one.
Gotcha. Solid hit.
Okay, so it's going to be for a total of 9 damage, magical.
Excellent.
And then Terry is going to do a double attack against the one right in front of him. So both should hit.
Excellent.
You said 15, right?
16 AC.
Okay, hang on. Let me double check then because I'm right around that level.
I think we said he started with a plus, I want to say 6, but he's got a +1, so he should have +3 actually to hit right now.
So if he's +6 to start, and then he has another +2 plus the magic weapon, he's a
Yep.
total of
Then
+9.
7
So it
is
should
what he
just
needs to
hit.
hit. Yep.
Okay.
Their simplicity is gone. They have become complicated other characters.
Yeah, no doubt. So it's going to be a total of 16 damage from both attacks, and he's done.
Excellent. I think that would assuredly take it into a bloodied state. So that'll take us to Gale and then Bill.
Gale will drink the potion he has got. See what kind of effects he get.
So I think that can work as your bonus action since you've got it in hand and it used your reaction.
What is that? 1d6 to roll, right?
Which
Uh,
potion did you create?
The good one.
Gotcha. So roll a d12. I haven't actually been keeping track of how many we've done of these, but I feel like that's at least the second.
That's an 11.
So you can choose an experimental elixir result, which means you could regain 2d4 plus 3 hit point. Your walking speed could be increased by 10 feet for an hour. You could have 1 AC for 10 minutes. You could add a d4 to every attack and saving throw for the next minute. You could gain flying of 10 feet for 10 minutes, or transform using alter self for the next 10 minutes. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I think I'll take the healing actually, just because. One bad roll, and I think it could get nasty.
Interesting move, Cotton.
I mean, I was debating with this and fly, but yeah.
Yeah, the fly of 10 feet's an interesting one. So is that 6 hit points, I think? Or 8? Would you roll a 5?
Yeah, 5 plus 3.
3, yep, so 8.
That's
So
me
that's
not.
your bonus. You still have movement and your full action, your main action.
Yeah, main action is gonna be just blasting a firebolt into the back of the Venom Troll. By Bill. For a nat 1.
Guys, better use those inspirations. You've rolled 3-1 so far. Sadly, 2 of them at the same time. And then on to Bill. He is grappled and restrained. Do you want to have him try to break free? Do you want to have him try to take his attacks at disadvantage?
I think he's gonna try to break free so he can get away, hopefully.
All right, roll 2d20.
Roll 10.
One more time, though.
And roll 12.
Does he?
He has strength. If it's that.
He's got strength. What's his strength modifier?
That would be just a save. It's not like his primary ability.
Okay. It's an escape DC. I think that's a save. Yeah, so that's a save. So that seems like it would be enough that he would gain his strength modifier. What is his actual strength modifier though on his like character sheet? What kind of ranger is he?
Oh, he's a tracker.
Oh, it doesn't even give stats. He's got strength though. Let's say it's at least the +2 that he would need with that 12. He's able to like break the bones that are starting to like stab into his skin and break free of its grappling restraint here. That would now give him movement. If he moved away, though, it can attack of opportunity him. So you can kind of make that decision. You're no longer grappled where you have 0 movement, though, but you have used your action.
Yeah, but I think he is gonna try to get away from it.
Standing leap for the other side. Sorry, that's a wild shot. But you can move through Neffy and run away from it if you'd like.
He will do that. Let's see.
I'm going to try to claw you as you go. Big old 2. I don't think a 2 is going to snare you up and prevent you from running.
Yeah, he's gonna move to like over there, so he's between like the others and Neffy.
That should be like a move for 25 feet because moving through Neffy is difficult terrain there for you. And then it's gonna go to this is the Steam vent. It's another blasted Neffy. Oh, poor girl. Was it Justin Jinx? Can you roll a dexterity saving throw for me, please? And you might as well follow it with a con afterwards, because even if she's successful, so it's going to be twice as much.
Only a
Or
5 on the con.
oh, I might. So she's going to lose 4 wounds as it blasts her.
So she'll have 2 left. Is that right?
You guys are level 8 now, aren't you? I think they're level 7 then.
Okay, so 3 left.
Yeah. And then it's the 2 thralls. So let's see. All right, so one's got 3 targets up there. Let's see. All right, so Seamus can take an attack of opportunity as the Venom Thrall kind of like leaps past Terry, and it's going to try to grasp into Jinx.
Seamus, I think, just is going to miss.
Gotcha. He's got a +5 on his character sheet.
I think it's a +6.
I think that would be enough then. You know, and he would have been flanking with Terry too. So yeah, roll damage.
Okay.
Because it's a 16 to hit. I think they have the +2, so he would have +4 over his +6. He have a +10.
Okay, because I'm just thinking, because with Davros, I've got a magic weapon, I've got a plus. Oh, I guess it would be +9, so +8. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, okay. So it'd be 8 damage.
Gotcha. I feel like the rogue, though, in how Colville designed these, has an extra plus to hit that doesn't make any sense, but it's purely to say this is what rogues do. They hit better than everybody else. Because it's one of the things that I don't think the rogue follows the rules that all of the other sidekicks do in Colville's book. But my bad. How much was that for?
8 total.
All right, so one of these is on Gale. Doing the claws at the same time. So one's gonna hit with the claw, and it's gonna do. I think it's a D6 to grapple. So it's gonna do 8 slashing damage as it gets a claw into Gale, and then it's gonna try to bite.
Oh, but sorry, but I missed. What did it roll?
I got a 16 and a 1 for the first 2 attacks.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, my bad, my bad. The 16 would have been a 21.
Yeah, because I was thinking I'm gonna shield.
Gotcha. And then yeah, the bite's gonna miss regardless there if you're shielding. And then this one's on Jinx. A crit's gonna be pretty bad here. But the 9 I don't believe hits you with a 14.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and do a spell on that.
Gotcha. The
Silvery barbs.
Gotcha. So yeah, that attack is just the 20. Then the 9 is still a miss though, right? A 14 misses you.
Yeah, 16's my armor.
Gotcha. So this will be the silvery barbs versus the crit. I don't remember the wording on silvery barbs, but I think that still hits with.
Yeah, you just use the lower of the 2 rolls, so it's
Yeah,
still gonna be a hit, just not a crit.
for 6 damage as it grapples and restrains you, and then it's going to try to bite into you. Fuck! I rolled 3 ones on this single turn.
Yeah, that's what we like to see. And then I'm gonna give the advantage to
Davros. He's coming
well,
up next.
is it your next attack roll or ability check? Sorry, normally I would give it to Davros for the attack, but right now I'm thinking Gale is kind of by himself and he's grappled. So I think I want to give it to
Well, no,
him.
no. Gale shielded it, so Gale is nothing here. He's just
Okay,
by
okay.
himself.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I'll just give it to Davros then since he's coming up.
Attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. Oh wait, no, that's what you use it on. My bad. Yeah, but it is advantage on the next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw it makes within 1 minute. But since Gale shielded, you're gonna give the advantage to Davros.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yep.
Gotcha.
I know like how vicious these things are once you're grappled, so
So Cass is technically next up, on like right behind Jinx, and then Davros, you're up next. So yeah, what would you like to do with Cass? Just take a pot shot.
Yep, that's what she's
The
doing.
bloodied one is closest to her.
Yeah, and she will focus that one down. I try to kill one. Not 20.
I think they have heavy crossbows, so I think that's a D12 plus 4. So I think just roll a D12.
I rolled 8.
Yeah, I'm bringing up the stat block real quick. Oh, it's a D10. So we'll do 8 plus. Uh, they don't have a modifier on it. Interesting. Oh, it's just proficiency there, plus 2 to hit with that. Okay. So 18 damage. And then that takes us to Davros. You have advantage on your next attack here. What would Davros like to do?
All right, yeah. So Davros is rushing up here beside Terry,
Okay.
and
Did you attack with Terry Chin after Jinx? And did you attack with Bill after Gale?
Yep, I did, Terry.
Okay. My bad, Davros.
No worries. Yeah, so he will take the first swing with that, take that advantage. That
Gosh. It should still hit them.
just barely. Yeah, that'll hit for 14. And then I'm going to use my inspiration to give myself advantage on the second half of that attack as well.
Excellent. If you hit the same level of hardness, you should be able to kill this creature.
All right, that'll hit.
Solid.
And 12 damage that time. Oh, but I did want to, and I forgot, but I was planning to do this before you said that. But I'm going to make it that one a pushing attack to try to essentially shove it off of the
Does
ledge.
it gain damage from your superiority dice?
It does. Yes.
No matter what you roll, the creature is going to die as you push it over the edge.
All right. Yeah, because normally it makes a saving throw, but if it's already dead, I assume. Yeah, so he kind of with that second blow, he then kind of almost like he's like running and like almost like swings out and then like with his like shoulder, like, tries to push into it, try to push it off, and then yeah.
Do you want to finish your movement getting yourself off of the inner ring at all?
Yes, kind of as it falls, we'll go ahead and 10. I think that's all as far as he can get because he doesn't have enough movement to get past both Jinx and the Skullface one. Is that sorry? That's Cass, right? Is that
Yeah,
one?
Cass is a Skullface. That's who you're right next to. Yep.
Okay, yeah. So he can get that far, but he'll have to wait to try to. He doesn't have enough movement left to get past both of them for now.
Excellent. I see no reason Seamus wouldn't see the one that's coming up on floor below.
Yeah, so Seamus is going to be rushing for that one to try to help her out. And then same thing, I guess, if he can dash with a bonus, he would be, I think, able to get there to attack this turn.
Sounds good.
But he is going to miss.
And then I need a dexterity saving throw for Terry-chan as the inner ring swings and whirls into action.
12 for Terry.
I think the first one is the 15. So roll another dex check. And then the second one is a 10. Yeah. So
He's
same thing.
hanging
He's
on.
just going to fall prone as it whirls. And he's gonna go. And then Neferndel, she's over there on the north, kind of between Gale and her is that other one. What would you like to do with Neff, Jinx?
She's gonna actually whip up another one of those potions and drink it herself this time because she just got effed up pretty bad.
Gotcha. Oh, was that the advanced one?
Yeah,
Or
the
did you do
advanced
just
one, and she got
So
a 7.
roll a d6 on the experimental elixir, doubling the dice. 12. Oh wait, doubling the dice. Roll 1d6 on the experimental elixir, doubling the dice. 1 and 4 is movement, 2 and 5 is AC, and time.
Yeah.
6.
So she rolled a 6, so she's gonna get transform self, and then it's gonna double the time of the transform
Oh,
self.
okay, yeah. Oh my gosh.
So she's gonna have 20 minutes with Alter Self.
Ooh, that's actually going to be pretty cool. You just don't know it yet. And then it's. Do you have anything else you want to do with her? As I drop weird spoilers.
So I gotta look up what Alter Self actually does, but I'm pretty sure she can go into like a bestial form. So I'm gonna have her turn into like a beast and then run up and attack.
I'm seeing alter self is just that you can look like anybody you want to.
So it's aquatic adaptation, change appearance, or natural weapons.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So she's gonna go natural weapons and grow some claws, fangs, spikes, horns, and other brutal stuff. And then she's gonna do an extra D6 unarmed strike damage. So she's gonna run up to this thing now and go ape on it.
Gotcha, and they're +1 magical weapons as well now too. Excellent. So I think roll a d6. Does she have dexterity?
No, not dexterity.
Is it con intelligence? Yeah, so let's say what is that like just 6 damage total?
Yeah, it should just be like 6 like bludgeoning or piercing damage or something. I guess piercing will go. She like bites it back.
And then Davros, what would you like to do with Floor?
So Floor kind of like pulls up suddenly as this thing climbs up on, and I think she's going to kind of like raise her crossbow, almost like a little panicked, and just take a almost point blank shot as it climbs up after her.
Crit. Panic crit. Nope.
Nope. And I think she is going to run away or attempt to.
Poor Seamus.
As she hurriedly starts like reloading the crossbow, but
So I'm gonna go because of the weirdness of that roll, and I'm gonna say that it tries to chase after her. It can't move as fast as her, so it's essentially a dash to not be able to get to her. But I'll leave combat with Seamus. Seamus can take an opportunity attack, and then after that op attack, I say we take a break.
oh wait, did
I lost you after the did.
so I'm just trying to think if Seamus, because he already used one opportunity attack. I can't remember if that was before his last turn.
No, I
Or...
think he just went. So yeah, because
Oh,
the
that's
other
right.
Venom
That's right.
Thralls go before Davros.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So he will take the opportunity attack. That will hit,
Solid.
and he'll deal 8 damage.
All right, and then let's take a quick break here. We'll come back at the top of the order with Jinx, followed by Gale here. But I feel like this is right about 5. It's a pretty good time to take a break as we do a massive, crazy vertical combat.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yep, see you guys in a couple.
Hello, I'm back.
Yeah, I'm back too. Oh no, Red might be in some trouble down there.
I mean, we'll have to see. And Gale still has some spell slots left over. He can do a couple of more things.
Yeah, I've been saving most of my stuff like for defensive things that matter just because, well, I mean, I don't have a ton of offensive stuff. And also, like, we saw some weird lightning things happening earlier. and I don't know if that's gonna be like this whole area or what the deal is.
Oh, what was the weird lightning thing?
Well, I was like thinking about doing a lightning bolt in that previous room, and then I think we did like a lightning spell and it had no effect or something like that.
Oh, in the room with the fire chick?
Yeah, yeah. So like that stopped me from using lightning bolt earlier, and then I was about to do a spell not long ago, but like a lot of my stuff has either like verbal components, so they won't work, or else the way like the range was like everything was like spread out so much, it was like almost impossible for me to hit like multiple targets, which is like
Remember that I was saying you can still say verbal component spells. It's more if something says somebody needs to hear you, which I think might
yeah.
be what you're getting at, but like it's not just verbal. It's specifically when they need to hear you because
Yeah,
effectively
that's like what
everyone's
it
deaf.
is. Like half my stuff is like a creature that you can see that can hear you. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, so none." I mean, which is
But I
okay
want to
because I
say I think Gale threw a few fire bolts in that room, and I don't think you turned them to lightning when they that like got sucked into the walls, into the gems. And then I think, well, really, it, like you got hit by the force of the attack. And then you cast fire bolts in here, and they acted the same, like they acted normal. So I think Gale kind of recognizes, like at least there's something weird about that room. I don't know specifically how much evidence Jinx would have of it, but the difference was that room. It's not necessarily this place.
no, that makes sense. I was like specifically going to lightning bolt like in that last room and then like go he did that lightning thing and I was like, "Oh, okay, so probably just nixing the lightning bolt."
Hey, I'm back. Sorry.
Excellent. Yeah, the gems of that room was basically like anti magic and like not anti magic. It's like, no, you can have your own damage. No matter how much you do, we'll do it to you instead of everybody else. So with everybody returned, I think it is good to jump into top of the initiative at Jinx.
Okay, so I'm going to level my rifle at the one that's up around like 12 o'clock, and I'm gonna take a shot at that bad boy. That's a big miss. And I'm actually not gonna do my first reload action instead, or bonus action. Instead, I'm going to do a heal on Gale, and I'm gonna twin spell it over to Neffy as well.
Oh, what's the actual distance on that? Is it like 60 feet?
Yeah, so it's gonna be a healing word. It's just first level. It's gonna be 60 feet.
Gotcha. Just
Um,
inside.
so it's gonna be for 6 total points, and it's only 1 hit
And it'll give
die, I think.
Neffy one hit.
Oh wait, no, I lied. I don't have any first spells, so it's gonna be a second spell. So you can add 1 more to that. But that should be 2 hit dice now for Neffy, I think.
Yep.
Okay, so that's my bonus action. That at least gets Neffy off of death. And then what we gotta stand up, so that's half my move. And then
Wait, why were you prone? For Terry, I got you.
yeah, so I think he's just gonna dash over there to get next to this thing.
He was in the center. Does he want to leap across the bridge and try to land to attack it?
Where would he be able to stand if he did that?
It'd be the type of thing where he would have to like attack between like Neffy's legs and then move out of her space. If you do a
Uh,
standing jump, he wouldn't like use much movement at all. It would be 15 just across the bridge, 5 into Neffy's space, and then 5 back out. Oh, if you do it on that side, it's pretty much the same if you do it with Gale. But it's like 15 to leap across, or if you do the running jump, it's 10 to move, 15 to get cross. That
well,
would
it's half
prevent you
his
from
half his
being.
move just to stand up, and then he could jump across.
Oh yeah, my bad. I forgot he was prone. So yeah, he really does just need a dash.
All right, because he was gonna do it. So.
He's
All right.
definitely trying to entice you into the standing leap across the bridge.
Oh no, he was enticed. He was gonna do it.
I feel like you should be able to like leap across, grapple the thing, and just start stabbing into it while you're holding onto it. That's one thing I think this game lacks about being in somebody else's square is actually like being on top of something that's bigger than you.
Yeah, if you're like grappling it or something like that, it's like almost acceptable if it's larger than you to like share a square with it.
Like, I'm gonna ride it. I didn't know you couldn't do that.
I would like to ride the spiky alien beast, please.
And I think if that's good for Terry, it's gonna go to you there, Gail. What would you like to do?
Gale will attempt a shocking grasp and then run away.
And a good
Yeah.
attempt it is.
For a total of 6 damage.
What a powerful spell, though.
So yeah, he should be able to get there with Terry.
As he realizes he's only running closer to another one. And what would you like to do with Bill?
Bill will try to take 2 pot shots at the one that Gale just ran away from. Oh. Let's see,
I
that's
feel like the 8's a hit, the 6 probably misses.
Yeah, the 8 is a 16 and the 6 is like 14. So 9 total damage.
As Bill releases his second arrow, he like goes to look to the south, like where the other venom shaped thrall, like Davros just pushed over the edge, is like falling. And the moment he looks towards the center of the machine, a gout of steam pops right into his face. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Let's see, dexterity, that's 13 plus.
Yeah, that should be good because he's got 18-ish because he's got the save.
Yep, exactly.
Make a con save for 8. I think it should be 7 actually, is the average. But yeah, he's good as the steam pops. And then it's gonna go to that thrall. So he's gonna got 4 targets here. Yeah, so you see as it like swings down below and like comes back up to reach up to attack Terry, but it's gonna break combat with Neff and Terry Chin there. So Neff and Terry can attack, or my bad, it's gonna attack Gale, but it's gonna swing out of combat from Neff and Terry, who can make opportunity attacks here.
Oh, and Bill, because I will remember to use this now, his 7th level ability is a reaction that if he can like see someone get into his leaders space, he can take a shot.
Hell yes. So yeah, all three of those make an attack. I think that's all. Oh no, Terry is Justin, and Nephrin is Justin. Well, it's the same Justin.
Oh, sadly, Bill will miss with a 5.
Oh yeah, Terry missed too.
Did Neff hit with her claws? Did you swing on that as well?
All right, she will hit.
And it's a D6 plus 1 for 7.
7.
Alrighty. So sadly, as it reaches up from below with its first attack, just kind of like barely missing your leg, the second attack it like comes back up at you as it pulls itself up. That's going to be a crit. There's no shielding that, so you will be grappled and restrained as it hits you for 13 piercing damage here, Gale. And then even with advantage, the bite is not going to do a damn thing as it tries to bite into you and will fail. And then it's going to go to Cass, who is Gale. Still have a line of sight on that one. She almost has a line of sight on both, but I think she's probably better off seeing the one that's up top as it grabs Gale here.
Yeah, she's trying to take a pot shot, but yeah, rolled 6.
My bad, as I eat a cracker. Any interest in moving her? Otherwise, it'll go to Davros.
Oh, I think she's a cult. She would probably move down to like help her other. Or to get a beat on her.
I'd say if you want to dash, you could make it to the creature.
Is that for Davros?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because he was thinking of maybe trying to like push past Jinx or when before it had moved, like maybe doing the leap, but I think instead he's just going to try to move back into the inner ring and dash. Oops. Yeah, and dash over this way. And he's going to shout instinctively, "Hang on, Gale," even though Gale can't hear him. And that is going to be it for Davros. Sadly, I already used my action surge. Seamus is going to rush after the creature and take another stab at it with his dagger.
Gotcha. You got that +2 flank on this one.
All right, so I think
Should
with
be
the
a hit.
flanking, that'll hit for 11 damage.
Excellent. Nobody's on the inner ring as the inner ring spins and whirls. Whoosh. And it's going to go to Neferndel, and then Floor is going to follow. What would you like to do with Neferndel, Jinx?
Natural 1 to attack it.
Has anybody? I think somebody used their inspiration. Didn't you do it, Davros?
Yes, Davros has used it, so he could use it if Gale and Jinx both still have theirs.
Right? You still have yours, Jinx?
Yep, it's all you.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, I'll take it.
And then it will go to Floor, and that's Davros.
Yep. She has a mace, right? In addition to the crossbow. Yeah, so I think she is, as it seems intent on her, so she's gonna drop her
Yeah.
crossbow.
2 mace attacks. Yeah, you don't have to drop that. I'm kind of got over that weapon shit.
Okay, so maybe she has it in one hand and then pulls out her mace and attacks as it comes up back onto her. Sorry, what was her plus to hit? I don't think either of those.
+4. I don't think that's gonna do it. Wait, no, she'll have
Oh,
Viking, so the first one does. So
okay, so one
D6
hit.
+2.
All right, 8 damage.
Yeah, I feel like swapping the weapons is one of those things. Like to me, it's far more interesting. I think it makes more sense at the lowest levels, uh, but definitely higher levels. I feel like it makes sense to have even like slings, so you can say you're dropping something, but you're not necessarily dropping it to the ground.
Gotcha. Okay.
Let's see. So that'll go to that thrall.
Yes, I completely agree that the use of slings should just be automatically incorporated, or like something that you can just buy for like 1 gold at some point in time.
Yeah, that's one of those things. I feel like it makes more sense, like as you actually adventure for a while and you realize the necessity of like hot swapping your shit, like in the heat of battle. The next time you go to town, you're just like, hey, I need to buy a leather sling so I can do this, this, and this, and just be able to drop this to my belt. So
100%.
we're gonna have it attack Seamus here. So we're gonna go for the claws on Seamus.
Oh, I'll definitely hit. Yep.
Um, the 6 though is only an 11, so it's only 1 hit here, as it claws in with the 18. So just make a save, and I think this is for 9.
All right,
So he's
good on
good
that.
on that. Or no, it was for 6, so it's actually, and then but he is now grappled and restrained, so the bite will be with advantage. It feels dirty to me to like make the claws like separated from the bite, but the bite feels a little bit better after it has a chance to gain advantage. So it will hit with the bite. Now this save is a 15, and he's
He's
gonna
gonna fail.
fail that for 3 wounds.
All right.
And then that should take us to the top to Jinx.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a bonus action reload. And then I'm gonna run over here and throw a boomerang at the southern one.
Gotcha. Solid hit.
So 10 magic.
And then who's your sidekick? Terry? Yeah, Terry.
Yeah, Terry is going to. Is this one bloodied? The one that's right up there by him?
Both of these are pretty well damaged, but I don't believe either of them is bloodied.
Okay, so he's gonna squeeze in here for a minute and attack this thing. And if he does his commanding strike, did we decide does that give up his second attack or does he still get a second attack?
I feel like the way it says it, he is giving up part of it because the commanding strike allows him just to make 1 attack. If it's the one I'm thinking of, I think that's how it kind of works.
Okay, yeah. So I'm just gonna do a regular attack. I feel like it doesn't really give him like that much. But yeah, he's just gonna
I
do
don't
his
know. I
double.
could kind of see that one. Yeah, I think you can do the commanding strike and take 2 attacks. Because it says he makes his signature attack and selects an ally. And the signature attack essentially is just like a basic attack that he eventually would have double attacks on. So yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay, okay. So then he's gonna do his double attack, use one of his commanding strikes, and then have Davros attack it as well.
I think this is where I'm gonna have to say you're limited to Neffy unless you want to jump across and be standing next to Davros. You're gonna have to tap the person to tap them in for the attack.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
You want to do a standing leap towards Davros.
Well, uh, damn.
10 feet.
Is shocking grasp a spell, or would that be like? Is that like a? Oh, yeah, it's weapon attack. So yeah, I'll just have Neffy do a melee attack then, I guess. Or you know what? I won't even use it. It's not even really worth using. So because Neffy's attack's not going to do much damage. I think her maximum is like 7. So but I might actually kill it anyway. So it's 14 damage from the first one, and then the second one was a crit. So 22. So 14 and 22. So 36 total
36.
damage.
I'm not gonna grab the crit, or the kill, but it is now bloodied for sure.
Okay, sounds good.
And that'll take us to Gale.
Yeah, I think Gale will use his inspiration to try and get out. Is it
Gotcha.
like
So it's a strength at disadvantage, so you can make a strength at a straight roll.
that is a 14?
That is the DC is 14. You can break yourself free as you smash the bones that are like starting to protrude into your flesh.
That is it for Gale. He's not gonna risk an opportunity attack. It's not grappled anymore.
How about for Bill?
Bill will take his 2 shots.
Oh, Terry would have had to move back too.
See, that's 16 and 22 total.
Yeah, yeah. Both will hit.
See, for a total of 17 damage. But then that would be it for Bill's turn.
What's everyone doing hit point wise? Is there anybody who seems a little bit more damaged than the rest? Is anybody bloodied or critically wounded?
Gale is blooded again. So here's that.
Gotcha. And I've got what is it? Nephrindale's a little over half, so she's no longer bloodied. And then Seamus just took 3 wounds. Did you by chance have Seamus at less than full health before? Is he still over half, you think?
I don't. I thought I had been keeping track, but apparently I had not, so I don't know.
No worries. So I think this turn here, there's going to be a hissing, a whirling, and a pop, and there's going to be a steam vent that blasts out as Gale breaks himself free of the bones, taking a look towards Davros as he like swings into this creature. You'll just like look towards the machine for a moment as it pops out towards you. I need a dexterity saving throw from Gale.
On just to check too, when you hit Neffy before, you only hit her for 3, right?
Yeah, 4 wounds at first. So when you healed
Oh,
her, it
4.
went up to
Okay.
5 wounds. So I've got her
Okay.
at 5 of 7.
All right. Yeah. Okay. That's perfect.
What did you roll, Gale?
Another nat 20.
Nice. All right. So you'll take half here of 8 fire as the steam like blows up in your face again.
Was the 8 halved already, or was it half of 8?
Yeah, 8's halved. Because I just rolled a 17. My bad. I would have just rolled 2 dice had I known that you already passed it at half, but that works to just have it. And then that's going to take us to Cass, who is under the control of Gale. What would you like her to do?
She will probably help her fellow cultist and try to take a shot at the one down there in the
Gotcha.
cage.
Yeah. That's really all she can see right now. So hell yes.
How many nat 20s have I rolled this session so far? That's crazy.
Never enough. But that's going to do 10 plus a d10 here.
For another 6.
Hell yes. And then it's on to Davros.
All right. Davros is swinging at this thing twice. He will use up his new inspiration to take the first one with advantage. Oof.
I think that's a 14. You said plus 9?
Plus 8, I think.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's going to be a miss. And then a normal strike. And if
Wait,
you
will
roll
he
a crit
get
here.
flanking though?
Nope. That's going to miss too.
Oh, yeah. That would have been with flanking. So the 8 should have been enough to hit. Because I
Okay.
think before, I thought you said with Davros you had a plus 9 with him.
Well, so I because it shows plus 8 on the sheet, but I think it's weird because my non-magical weapons are showing a plus 8, but I don't know how it gets to that number because I've got a plus 4 ability plus 3 proficiency bonus. So feel like that should be plus 7, and then magic would make it plus 8, but everything's showing as plus 8. So I think instead of being at plus 9 for the magic weapon, I think it's plus 8 for the magic weapon and plus 7 for anything non-magical.
Interesting. But regardless, the flank should actually cover it.
Okay, so that will be for 9 damage. The second one, even with flanking, misses. So
Oh, it doesn't actually show you have the World Carver equipped yet. Have you noticed that? I just equipped it. If you reload your screen.
Because remember, I had given that back. I had been loaned that, and I don't think I.
Oh, okay. What? I thought you guys just picked up an epic weapon though.
So right now he's using Sulamore.
He's got this, yeah, Sulamore. I got you.
We did get that Morning Star, but I think
I feel like plus 8 sounds right though, because you've got 3 for proficiency and 4 strength. That's definitely weird. I'm not sure why your javelins are showing the same thing.
Yeah, and my dagger too, even, and it's because that's the attack bonus, right? It's your ability plus your proficiency. So
yeah, whichever one you use. So like, I mean, with like javelins, they should be the plus 7 because you're also very dexterous.
yeah, it's the same. Dex and strength are equal. So
On to Seamus.
Yep, Seamus is just still stabbing away. I feel like he's almost like kind of like trying to use his small stature to kind of like duck underneath and attack it from below. But he's just still keep stabbing at it with his daggers. And that will miss terribly, but I will take my inspiration back.
And then we are on to the inner ring, swirls and rings about. Nobody is there to be tripped up. And on to Neferndel and Jinx.
Oh, before I forget, I should probably say I'm down to like after that hit I took to mortally wounded.
Gotcha.
Wait, did you mean Terry and Jinx when you said that?
Wait, no, Neferndel is up. And then I said Jinx as in Justin Jinx.
Okay, I got you. So Neferndale attacks and hits for 6. Oh man, I'm so far away. Okay, so I need to pick a direction to where I'm gonna go help at right now. So I think I would go after the threat that I can see down here. So I'm gonna do my second reload action for the rifle, and then I'm gonna move over and throw a boomerang at the southern one. Damn. Miss.
Wait a second. That should have been on Nef. Oh, wait. Yeah, that should have been on Neffy. It shouldn't have been on Jinx yet. My bad. That thrall down there. Did Floor go?
Yes, she had swung with her mace. Yeah.
Okay. Then it's my bad. I was distracted.
Oh, my bad. I misunderstood what you said when you said Neferndale and Jinx. I got it. Just count that as my turn when it is my turn. Unless something
gotcha.
like crazy happens. I've like already rolled and done all that stuff.
So I don't think. Damn, did I? I don't think I was successful with the southern one at getting one of them grappled or restrained. Oh no, I just hit Seamus. Okay,
Seamus
cool.
Seamus is grappled and restrained.
Yeah, so this is going to be where it just tries to bite into Seamus. It's just like growing out those fangs, and you see as like the like hypodermic like needle bones kind of come forward out of its jaws, and it prepares to inject Seamus with the concentrated dose.
Given Seamus rolled the 1 for the inspiration, can I use that inspiration from Davros to make it just a normal?
That sounds good.
Well, it's got such a low AC, it's probably going to still hit. Maybe not.
Well played. Yeah, it goes to like inject into him, and it just like stabs through the leather of his like shoulder pads, and you just see as this thing just starts like pumping this venom into the like gap basically between his armor and his shoulders, and like Jinx and Cass can see behind him as this like green goo is just being like pumped right out of his armor as it fails to inject Seamus. And then that would go to Jinx, so then we'll go to Terry.
Okay, sounds good.
As I'm looking at it, like I don't see why you're getting that extra +1, but I do want to point out, don't forget you've got interception on Davros.
Yes, for this fight, because the person attacks also has to be within 5 feet of me, so I haven't really had a chance to use it much. But
Oh, both of them have to be within 5 feet.
yeah, so like if somebody was beside me that it was attacking, I can use it, but I can't like use it like just because the creature is within 5 feet of me. Yeah, when a creature you can see hits a target within 5 feet of you.
Yeah, I think that's just your ally, but yeah, that makes sense.
All right, 2 hits from Terry for 19 damage.
All right, that's going to take it to mortally wounded, and we'll go to Gale.
Gale will shocking grasp.
And Terry has to move out.
That is a dirty 20.
Solid. 2d6, roll average or better.
2d8, and it's a 5. But at least
Well,
I
Gale
roll
can
right.
run away safely, but it's not dead.
Let's hope Bill can do it. Let's see, 2 shots.
You need only hit.
2 hits. 15 rolled on both.
Gotcha. So for what it's worth, I am perfectly fine if you make the first shot into it, and then Bill moves forward and puts the other shot into the other one.
Alright, yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's see. 2 rolls.
That's kind of the nature of mortally wounded that I feel like is why I like playing with it. Is it's like you should really only put one attack into this because theoretically you should be able to kill something with one hit here.
Okay, yeah, so the first hit will kill it, and then the second hit will do 9 damage to the one below it. Let's see.
Excellent. So that should bring the southern one to a bloodied condition. That one's dead, so it's going to go to Cass. And that's Gale controlling her.
See if she can get another crit. Almost. Damn. 19 rolled.
Solid. It's a flat D10 for 8 damage. Excellent. And then to Davros.
All right, so Davros is going to go dashing down below. And as he's kind of running like along here at some point, he is going to kind of in one very fluid motion draw out a javelin and throw it at this thing. He's going to use a superiority die to do a quick toss once he gets within normal range, and then still kind of like just running like.
What's a quick toss?
You can use a bonus action to essentially draw and throw a thrown weapon. And then if it hits, so I use a superiority die either way, and then if it hits, I can actually add the superiority die to the damage. So first thing, we'll see if it hits. That will hit. For 10 total.
Excellent.
And then I think with the dash, you can essentially get up to it, but not attack with an action. So just the javelin for this.
Sounds good. And then Seamus?
Yeah, Seamus, I think, is going to, after kind of just barely escaping that venom stuff, is going to try to escape the grapple.
Do you have advantage right? No, you just used it. So he'll be disadvantaged to make a strength check.
Oh, if it's strength. I think if it's strength, he probably knows he's not strong enough. So I think he's just going to disadvantage attack is probably his better option, and just hope that the others can free him.
Right, give me 1 second. I thought it was strength and dexterity when you grappled restraint.
Because I think he'd take a shot if he could use.
Oh no, I'm wrong. Yeah, it's just a disadvantage on dexterity, so it's a normal strength check. But
Okay.
again, it's a flat strength check to break free.
Right. Well, the thing's not. His attack's probably not going to kill it. So yeah, he's going to try and escape. And nope. That is a 3. So no, he is staying where he is.
So the inner ring will spin and whirl around again, and it's gonna go to Neferndel, who's controlled by Jinx, and then Floor, controlled by Davros.
So Nephew's gonna run up behind Gail, and she's just gonna say, I really like to spread these out more, but I think you need it more than anyone." And she's gonna give you one of the lesser potions. So roll a d6.
So you don't hear anything, and then all of a sudden, somebody from behind you is pouring a potion into your mouth.
But you do regain 2d4 plus 3 hit points.
Then what would you like to do with Floor?
She is just taking 2 more swings with her mace. See, 11 and a 13 rolled.
The 11 will. Oh wait, no, flanking. We'll give her 2 hits there. So I
Does
think
she
it's
get
2d6 plus 2.
okay? Does she get flanking even if Seamus is restrained?
Davros is in there, so he'll give her flanking. Because a large creature, you don't have to flank like back to back.
Okay. And you said 2d6 plus 2, so 6 total.
So it should be 8. It's a d6 plus 2, so 2d6 plus 4. My bad.
Oh, okay. Yep, 8. Yep.
All right, so Seamus did not break out. It is going to try to inject him again. And it is going to be successful this time. I now have Seamus and Terry.
I think my Alvo Rodeo crashed.
Oh, um, yeah, I don't. Oh no, I do see Gale in there, so it's at least on my screen showing you're still in here. But if you reload, you're good. Oh, I forgot. Terry actually has 1 level. He has exhaustion. So that actually makes it good that you've not chosen to do any of those jumps, because those are all a disadvantage for Terry.
Oh, what was the exhaustion again? I forgot all about that.
Because it's been a few hours since he's been injected with the concentrated dose.
What is it though? It's all my ability checks? Is that a tax too?
I think it's just ability checks on the first level of exhaustion. The second level of exhaustion, yeah, disadvantage on ability checks is the first level. It's the third level when it's attack roll.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you said that because I totally forgot all about it.
I did too until I injected Seamus.
And does Seamus feel any immediate like effect from that? Like mechanically, I guess.
Immediate effect, no.
Okay, just want to make sure I don't miss it. So when it does come,
The only noticeable thing that I should kind of point out, and I need to remember, is part of me actually remembering who has the concentrated doses is effectively these creatures are not going after those people. The moment they're dosed, they're just like a non-issue to these creatures, kind of thing. So that's going to take us back to Jinx here, as it does sink those hypodermic needles into Seamus on the second go, and this time he's like pumped filled, and this creature is holding him as it does this, and it'll go to Jinx. What would you like to do?
And did you say, is this one messed up?
It is indeed bloodied.
Okay, and this is not the turn that I already took. I'm back to getting my regular turn, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm all reloaded, so I'm just gonna level the rifle and I'm going to take a shot. Yeah, I think that's gonna miss. Yep, it's a miss. And then I'll bonus action do my first reload.
And then on to Terry.
So he's gonna dash and that's it for his turn.
On to Gale.
And Gale will shoot a firebolt at it and hope it hits. Well, that's a 16.
That's a hit.
13 damage.
It'll go to Bale, and it is mortally wounded.
Bill will just move a little bit. There, and then take 2 shots and hope one of them hits. None of those hits. That's a roll 3 and a 2.
A steam vent is going to whirl, hiss, and pop right as Seamus is getting like dropped from this creature's grasp. I need Seamus to make a dexterity saving throw.
7. I think that's like a 13 total.
And then make a con for 14, please.
Nope.
Going to be 4 hit dice. I think he had 4
Yeah.
remaining. That's just enough to drop him unconscious.
Yep, that drops him.
And then that's to pass, run by Gale. Do we still have you right now, Gale? Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, I hear
can
you, but not him.
Okay.
I think he said his thing crashed though, so he may be trying to fix it.
You know, he may have stepped away for a moment. I don't see him lighting up in Discord either.
Hello?
Yeah, there we go. What's up, Chris?
Yeah, sorry, my headphones crapped out on me.
It is on Cass, who will be run by you.
Okay, yeah, she will take a shot. And she rolled a 3.
Not going to be the time she gets the kill. That'll go to Davros. I think it's pretty easy to say Davros is going to get the kill here. I don't think you can not do this.
Let's hope so. Yeah, he's gonna just like seeing Seamus kind of like getting injected and then getting dropped just as like the steam hits him. He's gonna kind of just give like a yell of rage and swing wildly at this thing. All right, I think the first one will miss. Second one will hit.
What do we decide your modifier is? No, the 6 will hit with the flanking.
Oh, yeah, okay. So first attack will deal 9.
9 is what it had. So that is enough to get the kill with the first one. As you lay this one low, as it's dropping Seamus to the ground, and you guys have a moment of respite. We're nearing the end of the session. Does anybody want to take a quick 5-minute break? Do we want to push on here?
I wouldn't mind just a quick couple minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's take a quick break here. When everybody gets back, we'll jump back in.
All right. Yep. Be back in a few. Okay, I'm back.
I am currently here as well.
Same for me.
Oh yeah, I didn't go anywhere. I'm still here.
Yeah, so I think we're picking right back up as that creature is slain by Davros. Like the inner rings like about to whirl. You guys kind of are recognizing like this mechanism a little bit where there's that spinning of the rings around the cylinder in the center here. The doors, can be spotted and found. We'll basically have you guys do a perception check to see like where the immediate door is if you go back to that. But you kind of have everybody closer than you've had them in a long time. Seamus is unconscious on the ground, and I think Gale is still mortally wounded. Oh wait, no, you did just get healed by Neferndel again for 8. So Gale might be a little bit better off, but you guys are kind of in this lull here. What is your initial thought here? We'll kind of still keep it roughly, try to keep to like 6 seconds of what you're doing, but not necessarily in initiative.
Yeah, I think Davros is going to move to Seamus's side, and he's kind of looking towards Jinx as he starts rummaging in his pack. Um,
Yeah, I'll run up and I'll just say, obviously nobody will be able to hear me, but Jinx, of course, will just make a joke. He's gonna say, "That's a damn Seamus." Awesome. And if I just look over everybody real quick here, like what condition can I like see is the party in? Like obviously you said Gale is mortally wounded or still like
Gale's
below
at
half.
least definitely still bloodied. Right, Gale? Where are you at?
I am blooded.
Davros looks okay. Scratches and some cuts and stuff, but for the most part, it's looking all right.
All right. And then what about like the two cultists and um Bob?
I only have recorded damage like on my sheet for Neferndel and Seamus. So I have a feeling the other sidekicks at present are good, unless you guys had notes from the previous week. And I think I kind of like just ignored it for the cultists because I think you guys did something positive before, and I just like zeroed them back up to full health kind of thing.
Okay, okay. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna do a healing spell on him.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I guess Bill would have like 1 wound because I think he had that like very early on.
Like he took 1 wound, not that he's at one.
No, he's like taken 1 wound.
Yeah, yeah. So he's probably the similar to like Davros, where you can see he's been like beat on, but it's not necessarily showing in a way that like seems like he's rough. That's part of where like if you're not bloodied, you almost like don't even show much of anything. So
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a second level cure wounds on Seamus then. Or wait, I guess the actual number doesn't matter. It's just 2 hit dice. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Second level cure wounds does 2 hit dice as like the roll. It'll cure him too.
All right. So as Seamus comes to Davros's, kind of still rummaging in his pack, but he's going to start moving. Well, I guess unless if anything happens in the interim, we'll start moving towards Gale, and he'll pull out, and they'll probably recognize the bottle of red liquid that he had taken from the slain from Rinus the Minotaur that we think is a
Gotcha.
healing potion.
And he chugged it.
He's going to hand it to Gale, and kind of do like a drink up motion kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, gets it from Darius, he will drink it. So, let's see.
I think it's just a healing potion. So
Yeah, I think it's you had me put greater healing potion.
okay, it's a greater. Yeah, that's one of the things where I was just like, all right, I have to start making them write down where every single one comes from for those times when it's something that's actually nefarious. Because otherwise, like, I think it dawned on me when Chris picked up the one thing from the I can't think of the frog people right now offhand. The gray. Oh, they're one of my favorite creatures in this game. Shit.
The Kuatoa?
No. They're like creatures of chaos. Justin, what were the things that like overran Waterdeep in like the first campaign where you had Goderic?
Oh, the ones who lay like the tadpoles inside you.
Yeah, slads.
Slime.
Chris picked up like the potion or something from a slod, and that was like the first time I ever had like a poison potion, and I was like, oh shit. I have to like make sure Chris knows what potion this is, but I've never told you guys to write down where they come from before. So it was like, damn it. Now all of a sudden it's important, but I don't have a way to recognize. So it dawned on me that I was just like, oh, I gotta start making sure to tell people like where you get it from, so I know when it's a trick.
Let's
So
see.
Gale, that should be 44 plus 4, I believe, for a greater healing potion.
So 12 hit points back. Yay.
That was horrible rolling. 2 1s and a 2?
Yeah.
I think it was probably just about the average though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
average would be about 8 or 9. Yeah, a 40 on a 44 4d4.
Well, I mean, I'm a wizard, so I don't have too many hit points. I'm basically looking pretty good right now.
Pretty good. Alrighty, so you guys have noticed a few of these doors on a few different levels. I think right now 2 different levels. But you have noticed, like Seamus would be able to, with things calming down, point out that he spotted one of these doors coming down. You guys spotted one on this level, and then I feel like Jinx spotted one above as well. I don't remember specifically who spotted the other ones, but I'm pretty sure at this point you guys can kind of recognize that there are doors internally to this thing. You can continue on with the idea of getting lower and lower. Like where are you guys thinking? I think intelligence wise, Gale might be aware enough that like there's a certain level of if you guys are holding to a level, you've got less likeliness of incurring something following like finding you. So it's almost like exploring levels quicker can be more dangerous than exploring them slower and like potentially finding that venom thrall and killing the threat and then like slowly kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Because you guys got the most of these things as you're moving quickly through some of these floors. Obviously, I think what initially happened was Davros got thrown over the edge. So you very quickly had that issue of we got to get down and help our boy. So that's definitely something where I think you guys are seasoned enough adventurers that your characters are going to recognize. There's definitely an increased threat of just like quickly ascending or descending these levels.
Yeah, and I think Davros had found the initial one on the 6th floor or 6th level, and then I think when he climbed back up to the 7th level, he saw another one, and then I think he said Seamus or Jinx spotted one on, because now we're back on the 6th. We're still on the 6th, right?
Yes, you're still on 6.
And I think, yeah, Davros had been interrupted trying to smash open the lock with the arrival of several more of those kind of venom things. So maybe now, if things have calmed down and we've dealt at least with the immediate threat, maybe he'll give way. Seamus can try to see if he can maybe find a way past the combination lock with a little less brute force.
Gotcha. Do you think that's what you guys are going to go for? Like, try to send like a small group in towards the door and try to have Seamus do it and like have everybody else watch? Does everybody else have something else that they want to do? How do you want to try to organize this?
And I feel like we should probably have at least one other person go with him to kind of like keep watch and like protect him while he's working on the lock. But maybe the others, given we know that the inner ring spins a lot, it might make more sense to have the others kind of keeping to the outer edge for now. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that makes sense. I could like keep a lookout from like the outer ring in case something happens and Seamus gets like dropped. I could heal him or whatever. Maybe Davros can go in with him and watch his back, and then like also like give him assistance while he like tries to pick the lock.
I mean, I was thinking if like Seamus can't pick the lock, then Davros can also uh, try to break it open.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. And we can kind of like form up on the outside to like kind of watch each other's back and stay more concentrated.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Let me have a D6 or D8 from Seamus.
All right. That's a 3.
Gotcha. So when you spot where it is, it's down over here. So you want to go with Davros. Where do you guys want to get the others? If we're assuming you're kind of like walking around the outer edge in sort of like a single file almost. Actually, you know what? Let me have somebody else roll. Let me have Chris roll a d20 and Justin roll a d6. Justin, Jinx.
I got an 18.
And 4.
All right. So if you guys are sticking together and searching around the outer ring, like following in like a single file, so you're all close together, or are you trying to spread out to like find this?
I was thinking more like stay closer together in case like we get attacked, so we're all kind of like more concentrated.
So almost something like that kind of situation as you guys. All right, the steam vent is going to pop off 4 times in the time that it takes you guys to find this. So it's roughly about 30 seconds, basically, that you guys are like searching. Um, let's see. We got 5 as Cass twice, and then it's Neferndel and Floor. So yeah, that's each of you. So Cass, will you roll 2d20 Gale? And then one from Neferndel Jinx and one from Floor Davros.
Cass got 9 and a 19.
An 11 for floor.
And Nephew's rolled 19.
Oh, wait, roll a con save with Cass.
That is a roll 6.
That'll be good. So yeah, it's kind of the same situation where, maybe I'll even say it takes a little bit longer, but things are almost like calming down a little bit. Um, Let me get an intelligence roll from the 3 of your main characters now.
As a non-natural 1 for Davros.
Davros is not going to be the intelligence of this puzzle.
A 12 for Jinx.
And Gale got a 9.
Gotcha. So, as you all slow down and move a little bit calmer and things are a little bit more calm, you definitely start to notice that the machine is almost going not necessarily dormant. It's still swirling about. There's still these pops, and your friends and like all of you are still like finding this weird coincidence of the moment these steam vents pop, it's always while somebody is staring like right towards the machine that it's popping into their face. And Jinx, roll. That was an intelligence. I'm just going to combine this together. Um, this is the first time you'll kind of connect like the random chance of these steam vents with one of the gambling dens that you have gone to having a game that's called Mrathmrak. And this will be the first time it kind of dawns into your head that this game and the name that that demon gave this machine are the same name. And that's part of where you can kind of connect that coincidence of the steam only pops when you are looking at the machine. It's only in those few moments where you are randomly at your weakest point to that steam that it has popped. But otherwise, with that like little bit of lore, you guys can find this. You don't necessarily have to have like Davros and Seamus like going up there yet. But my general point was like, if you guys are kind of moving around in this circle, they can get up there to the door as that inner ring swirls, and they can move up.
Yeah, so I would just like sort of like point to my eyes and then like point down at the ground and then like point at the machine, like, diverting my eyes so everybody sees, like, hey, like don't look directly at it. Maybe that'll help.
I don't even necessarily mean to like take it to that level of where it's like a gorgon or like something like a cockatrice that like looking at it is dangerous. I want you to make the connection of it's almost like random chance because again you're connecting it to this gambling game. The machine shares the same name to this gambling game that you had like heard of at that new at one of the places you had been gambling in town. So, do you want to try to open the door with Seamus? Can I get a dexterity check from you, Davros?
Oh, yes, sorry.
Does anybody else have like a lock picking that could actually help Seamus, like proficiency, to give him advantage? I don't think you guys do, but I just wanted to ask.
I know Davros does not.
Gale does not.
I mean, I have sleight of hand. Would that help at all or not really? Like I'm +6 on that.
All right, yeah, let's send Jinx up there with him, and then let me have you roll another one for advantage as Jinx helps you.
Okay,
I mean, you
before
could send up Davros if you wanted to have like him up there as well, but I want somebody for the advantage. Yeah, okay. Because I felt that like that was one of the things you had said was to have somebody to help, but I don't think Davros can help it lock picking a lock.
No, he was more there to kind of like keep an eye out and watch, and then if he couldn't get in, then try to break in.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You can still go, but to have somebody doing the help action, I want sleight of hand or specifically a lock picker. Um, Oh shit, I guess even Neffy can be that because she can make her tool into that. Um so yeah, he gets up there. Seamus is messing with this, but it's gonna take him some time. And this is one of those things to recognize like the actual dangers of the machine twisting and turning, the steam itself. This is where I'll kind of point out a little bit. I think I kind of failed to do this, but I'm starting to think pretty sure the steam does less damage when you're on the outer ring, and I was not doing that. But I'll at least do it into the future. That like the steam is most potent for people who are on the inner ring. Do you guys take the time to pick and get open this door at the risk that it might take you some time?
I think Davros is going to be fairly impatient, and he'll like watch for, I don't know, maybe like 20-30 seconds, and then if it's kind of once it becomes clear that Seamus is having some trouble, I think he'll just kind of shake his head. He'll tap Jinx on the shoulder, or put his head on Jinx's shoulder, shaking his head and like kind of like pointing back towards the others, like we don't have time for this. Let's go.
How patient do you think Jinx is?
Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of thinking the same thing too. So I think I would just grab Seamus's shoulder and give him the old nod, like, let's get out of here, man.
Same thing that you're giving him 30 seconds. Do you want to give him 30 seconds or are you not even giving him that much?
No, I'm good with the 30 seconds. I think like I was
Okay, I
already
gotcha.
kind of thinking the same thing. So when Davros grabs my shoulder, I'm like, yeah, dude, let's go.
I mean, I guess it
Gotcha.
also depends, like if like we start getting hit with like steam blasts like in quicker succession, he'll probably be even less patient than that.
I gotcha. So let me have you roll a. I think I have to roll this one in secret. I really need to find my dice. I have not put any effort into looking for them, though. I'm not gonna lie. Alrighty, so let's see. We're gonna start with first the inner ring will spin. So let me have the three of you roll dexterities here. The first is the dex 15.
So Davros is going to fail with a 14.
Jinx gains inspiration.
I already
Uh,
have inspiration still.
Gale doesn't.
Oh yeah, you could definitely take it, Gail.
Seamus should be okay on that first one.
Okay, Davros is the only one who failed under 15.
Oh no, I got a natural one. I definitely failed.
Oh yeah, my bad. So Davros and Jinx, let me have you two roll another d20. This is Dex again, just to like catch yourself.
So 13 that time for Davros.
And 15 for Jinx.
All right, so you guys are gonna catch yourselves and fall prone here on that first one. Let me get a dexterity from Seamus.
Ooh, it's a 3 rolled that time.
We can still have Jinx giving him advantage as Jinx climbs up. So do another advantage with advantage.
All right, 13 rolled that time
Okay.
with advantage.
This is gonna pop off at Bob. Bob, make a dexterity save. Chris, did you hear that? Can you make a dexterity save with Bob?
Oh, I missed that. Sorry. Yeah, that's a roll 4. I don't think he.
Make a con save for 7.
19.
And then another dexterity save for the 3 on the inner ring. Dex 15.
So did we take damage that last time or no?
Nope, no damage. The inner ring just makes you fall off, basically. So you're only going to fall if you fail both of those saves.
Okay, I got you. It's like the thing spinning around where you have to like dodge it.
Well, and like the thing's hitting you, but not necessarily like hitting you so much as like all of a sudden there's a like arm, like a boom arm that like hits you and knocks you off more than it's hitting you with blunt damage. It's knocking you to a fall.
Yeah, yeah. I see like the little things on the drawing and like I picture like the American Gladiators thing where it's like spinning around.
100%. Or like oh man, what was that Max show? It was like a Japanese show like dubbed into English.
Yeah, that's the
Uh
one I'm thinking of. Yep.
did anybody roll under a 15 for that dex check?
Davros failed his first one. That
Gotcha. Do
17
another
is
one
his.
for Davros. 10 to like
Yep.
catch yourself.
Yeah,
And
so
Jinx, you can do a strength athletics to try to catch Davros.
that 17 is Davros' second because I knew he failed
Okay,
the first
okay,
one.
I got you.
And Seamus was good on the first roll.
Excellent. So that's the spin. Now let me get another check for Seamus at advantage to open the lock.
So wait, before where I guess it doesn't matter now. I'm gonna give Seamus Bardic Inspiration.
Gotcha. So what's the highest you rolled? I think you rolled a 16 on the first one. So you know you're going to have to roll high before you use that bardic inspiration because a 21 is still not a passing. He was close. But how much that requires you to need is up to you to decide when to use this.
Yeah, that roll I think is not going to do it.
Gotcha. And then
No problem. It's my last one. I just want to like make it like our best possible chance that he'll have. So
I think I rolled Bill again. Bill, roll a dexterity check as the steam pops off.
15.
And then roll a saving throw for 3. A con save. And
At
then
20.
excellent. And then the spinning, another dex save from the 3 on the inner. Dex 15. If you fail that, a dex 10.
I got a 1 again. Davros, do you have inspiration?
No, I will take it. And I might need
Davros
it.
and Jinx start to fall.
Yeah, I think.
So I'm on 11 here for my falling.
11's good to catch yourself.
All right, so Davros and Seamus both failed their first one. So now Davros to catch himself. Ooh, that's a 7.
Gotcha. So this might be where Davros is actively falling. What Seamus is to catch himself?
Okay, he should be good with a 16.
He's good.
Or
Yeah. So yeah, Davros is going to fall 2 levels before you have another chance. Roll a dexterity save, Davros.
all right, 20 that
All right,
time.
so you'll catch yourself 2 levels down, and you're gonna take. Not dealing 40 damage for falling. The feet are getting less damage, but you'll take 6 falling damage as you fall. Does Davros actually have a light source?
I feel like he had a lantern, but he obviously wielding a 2-handed weapon, he wouldn't have been able to have been carrying it. But he does have one that he could once he
Gotcha. So yeah,
dust
once you
himself
fall
off.
and catch yourself, you're probably pulling it out, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you a little bit of a revealed area as Davros falls, and it's basically more like what you can see by feeling stuff more than that you can actually like see visually. So we're gonna give you. It's not what I meant to reveal, but that works.
Got it. Okay.
All right, so now the way everything's playing out, I would say this is Seamus's last try.
Yeah, I think with Davros having fallen, yeah, he'll give it one more shot. And I stupidly was thinking I'm gonna save my inspiration for this, but he already has advantage, so I probably should have used it for Davros.
Oh, for the initial catch.
Yeah, and he is not going to do it this time either. That's only a 10, even with advantage.
All right.
Yeah, I think Jinx is gonna like signal to Seamus like Davros just fell, like that's it, we gotta go. So like obviously you still have, your own choice or whatever, but like now at this point in time, I think Jinx is pretty insistent, like we gotta stay together.
Yeah, I feel like maybe.
Let me get an insight here from Seamus.
Sure.
I mean, it's essentially D20.
13, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in like this is part of where like we all kind of control NPCs, but when you go to tell Seamus like this is it, we got to go for Davros. Seamus is going to turn to you and effectively say something along the lines of, "I know I've got this." Because again, these are combination locks. So every time he tries, he gets a little bit closer. So there's a certain level of like, there's only so much trying that he needs to do.
All right, then Jinx is gonna look back at the rest of the party and he's gonna signal them like somebody go for Davros. We gotta stay. And then I'll stay with Seamus.
Gotcha. And then one of the other things to keep in mind is Davros can also start climbing right back up. Like there's pipes leading between all of these things. It's just in athletics for him to climb directly back up. It might take some time, like 2 turns, but that's 12 seconds. He doesn't have to look for the ladders. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Davros also has a climber's kit. I don't know if that's the sort of thing that would help here, given the kind of
I
just the
think
way it's
Climber's
built.
Kit would give you more of an ability to climb in a place that doesn't have stuff like this already in place, but it also gives you the ability to tie yourselves off with the right equipment to be like falling onto a harness. But in general, like the design of this place is almost like a makeshift. There's like a permanent climber's kit all around. You can climb on every part of this machine because of how many pipes and scaffolding is like interspersed between each level. So that's part of the point, I think, of its design.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And again, part of why I say that of its design is also that you guys have seen the thralls moving through this. The thralls move up and down seamlessly. It takes no effort for them to walk between these levels. They struggle most once they're actually on the scaffolding because they're large creatures and it's made for normal size creatures. So that's part of why I've tried to like point out sometimes when they're moving, they're actually like dropping outside of the scaffolding and walking like on the outer side or like the underside of it because it frees up some space for their bodies to move through. But yeah, so you guys can kind of consider Seamus is like begging for like another chance kind of thing. Davros has fallen a few levels down. Harry
All
can
right, so
see him easy enough.
I was gonna say Terry's got night vision, and maybe like he could tie off a rope, make sure Davros is okay, and see about like assisting him back up with the rope.
Yeah, so Terry can probably see Davros like getting up, like kind of wincing, kind of rubbing his shoulder, but otherwise looking like he's, he survived the fall okay. More embarrassed than anything else. And he'll be getting ready to start climbing back up. In this case, he might, rather than trying to like find a ladder, he might just sort of try to start climbing the outer wall to get back up.
Yeah, so I think there's a ladder. Yeah, because you can't see right now because you don't have light. So you could climb almost immediately to them from like Gale's light from above you, kind of being enough to just know that you could climb up the stuff like above you. And it's really just like doing, like a couple of like pull-ups almost, like climbing up these pipes. So I think Davros is pretty good to be the person to fall and just climb yourself back up to them. If that's what you want to do, let me get an athletics check to climb up to the next level.
Yep. All right. Oof, God, that's a 9.
I should have asked if you wanted to use that advantage. But it's
I
definitely
thought about it, yeah, but
um,
I didn't think I'd
so
need it.
the steam is going to pop off and it's gonna shoot. Uh, who's your sidekick, Davro? Seamus. Right in Seamus's face. So let me get a dexterity dodge from Seamus. It's 15, so I think you need a 10. Oh.
Nope.
He's gonna need a con 14 here.
All right, I think now I'm gonna have to use. Now I'm gonna use the inspiration because
All right, so either could function as an after the die roll. Justin's inspiration is a D8. The like table inspiration is a D6 if you roll first. But you could roll with advantage first, or you could roll and then if you wanted to add a D6 or a D8, do it like that.
yeah, I think I'm gonna roll with advantage first because if I can get at least a 14, I can save the bardic inspiration for the
Yeah.
lock. Oof. I'm gonna have to use it, but that should be an auto success then.
Yep, it'll be an auto success for him.
Yeah, because I think if he took the damage, that would knock him back unconscious again. So he will use the bardic inspiration to pass his con save. Oh wait, can he do that?
That's fine by me.
Okay.
I mean, it's using your like consumables to get through stuff. That's like my job. Is time your abilities, like your magic slots, like it's consumables and time. Um, so that was the Steam. Oh, I forgot to actually be moving you guys with the inner ring at all. Whoops. Um, so that's Davros' move. What was Terry doing? Terry was tying off a rope. Was he going to climb down to Davros?
To help Davros come back up.
Gotcha. So you're going to like walk him off and down there? What were you thinking to do with Terry? There's a ladder
I was
over.
just thinking if he tied off a rope and then like threw it down to Davros,
Okay, I got you.
and then like potentially him and whoever else could like pull the rope up if Davros just grabbed hold of it, or like obviously Terry can't pull him up on his own, but
All right, I got you. I didn't actually think about it like that. So let's say that gives Terry the ability to assist Davros. Instead of giving Davros an advantage here, let's see if Terry can like pull up Davros. So just do a strength check with Davros or with Terry real quick.
it's another one. That's like my 15th one. Does anybody need
can-
inspiration?
Give Justin inspiration back.
Yeah, I'll take it.
So the cost of using the rope would be that you're actually pulled out towards Terry and not like going vertically, like up to the next level. But Davros can kind of consider that next turn when he goes to try again. And then this turn is the fourth try of Seamus. Part of why I said this is that I rolled a d4 for how long it would take Seamus to get this, and I rolled a 4. So it's on this fourth try that you don't need to roll any dice. Seamus can get the combination and open the door. And again, this is where I already accidentally described the inside. There's a small cramped space. To Seamus, it's not all that small, but it's effectively the size of like a normal human would have to kind of squeeze in and would feel cramped. To Seamus, it's not necessarily a big, wide open space, but again, it's made of pipes and wires and machine parts. And there's an opening more than that there is a floor, more than that there are walls, and more than that there is a ceiling. But there is effectively kind of a little entryway, and then after a few feet, and like say 5 feet or 2 meters, there's a vertical shaft that kind of opens up in a similar way. And again, there's plenty of pipes and wires and things that you can climb on to go up or down from there. But effectively, it's not like this is a vent, like an internal central air in a big like building or anything. This is just almost like raw mechanical piping and wires. But Seamus can see inside. He has the door open. And let me give it a spin to actually see where I've got them. They're kind of on the top now. I don't know how you I don't know how you necessarily want to have the other people like, is everybody kind of trying to keep everyone in sight? Maybe we've got something slightly less than not split where you guys are like this. But basically again, boy, Davros will be on a level 2.
I was thinking, do the when these inner ring turns happen, does it seem to be like a now that we've seen it happen a few times, does it seem to kind of happen the same like distance as like a quarter turn each time it turns, or is it varying?
I would stick to the chaotic aspect of, let's just say it's pretty random. It's quite often say like a third to a quarter of a turn. But I would say think of it almost more like a jolting movement because it is constantly happening. But it's the kind of thing where it's like almost every 5 or 6 seconds, the rings seem to be spinning like back and forth. Sometimes they go clockwise, sometimes they go counterclockwise, sometimes they go for half a spin, sometimes it's for a third of a spin.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm almost thinking like a mechanical bull kind of idea, where the idea is it's randomly always moving, and sometimes it's just like a little bit, sometimes it's a lot, kind of thing. Okay, because I was thinking like if we, but it might make sense then if we know it's still moving, and while Sheamus and Jinx are on the inner ring, to maybe have the others spread out a little bit to kind of try and, even if they keep moving, we at least have somebody with an eye on them.
Yeah, part of why I split everybody up like that was for the idea to keep an eye on where Sheamus and Jinx were, but also because Terry kind of has a rope towards Davros right now. But effectively, we would be about to have a spin happen. So I actually was about to call for the spin and see. Um, but I'm also tempted to say this is a good time for us to break or to stop. So I should ask, how is everybody doing for time? Do we want a 7 on the dot stop here? Is this good time to stop and pick up?
Oh, I'm good with whatever. I have no time constraints, so.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
yeah, I was gonna say I'm good to stop here because it's getting pretty late for me, and I've been up since way early.
All right, I think this is an ideal time. I think one person who needs to stop is a perfectly fine reason to stop because this is when we're scheduled to stop.
Yeah, and I was gonna kind of echoing that same thing. It'd probably be better for me tonight for a stop now. So that definitely works for me too.
Sounds good. Yeah, so we'll pick back up here with the ring spinning, with Davros semi-isolated down below. It shouldn't be a difficult climb for you to get up, but in the long run, I think we've got you at with an advantage, and with it being Davros, it should be pretty quick to him getting back up to the group. And I think I'll probably do the same thing where we'll have the steam on initiative 20 and the ring on initiative 10 and just start fresh with initiatives for you guys. And otherwise, like, hold to a pretty strong, like, most of the session is going to be this vaguely inside and outside of initiative like this.
Yeah, yeah, sounds good. I feel like we had some terrible rolls today, but we powered through.
Dude, so many ones and so many 20s, though. It was like, there was definitely a lot of ones getting rolled. But also, I think Chris critted a shitload. Like, it was pretty crazy. It was pretty impressive when they did come out.
Yeah, I mean combat. I think yeah we had a fair number of or Chris mostly fair number of 20s, but I feel like outside of combat we were struggling a bit.
Oh, it definitely feels like that for sure. Especially when a fall is the result of a bad roll. That's one of those things. I like how the book actually, I finally found the spot where the book was describing it. And it's like a kind DM would give the player a second chance to catch themselves before they fall to the ground. And I'm like, wait, you don't even think there should be a second roll? That's harsh. Immediately from one failed dex check to you're falling 50 feet.
Yeah, I mean I guess we could try to like tie ourselves off with a rope or find some way to kind of counteract that if we. But yeah,
Yeah, this room is definitely turning into a crazy amount of effort, but it's definitely a cool concept.
yeah, I definitely like the kind of the visuals I'm getting in my head of this whole kind of area and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, whenever it's like super like mechanical, kind of like grim dark room, it always makes me think of like like all the like action sci-fi like horror type movies. So always is fun. The one that like kind of comes to mind is the what is it? The one with all the ghosts, 13 ghosts, where like the room is like constantly like shifting, all the like random passageways are like opening and closing.
That would be so much fun to run Call of Cthulhu in a 13 ghost house.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, the like big, like creepy, like machine just always kind of gives me like those kind of vibes. Also makes me think of the one where they like find like a portal into hell on the spaceship.
Oh yeah, Event Horizon. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like Event Horizon kind of vibes too. So like it's easy for me to like picture this like horrid scenario that where you're like, oh, and also there's combat with crazy aliens that are like injecting venom into you.
Yeah, I think I forgot some of the like you can fall when you take damage, but I feel like this has been super threatening enough. And like you guys were like, oh, did you heal up the two chaos cultists? And I was like, man, I feel like you guys like need the extra love. So the fact that you didn't kill them, I was definitely like, yeah, I'll reward you with those guys are full health. 'Cause I was wondering like from the start of that one, it was like, oh, what are they gonna do here? The book's like, oh, they should kill him right away. Maybe they'll let the Minotaur like tear him apart and they'll kill the victor. And I was just like, you guys were like immediately like, I mean, probably save him. Like, okay, always reward non-murder hobo actions. If you don't want murder hobos, make sure to reward non-murder hobo actions.
Yeah, I did actually use a spell to like heal them up too. So it's always beneficial if I'm gonna like use a spell slot or somebody's gonna use like a resource to be like rewarded for it. Even if the reward is just like later when someone dies, that's one of them instead of one of us, like it's still a reward.
Yeah, I mean, like for most of the thralls in the Steam, I'm essentially rolling like a D10 to see what's targeting what. So having two of them in there is that 20% chance it's not one of you guys.
Yeah, I mean, just like having like extra targets is definitely like a benefit for sure.
Well, how'd you guys feel about having the vertical map? Did you like that?
Yeah, I thought it was definitely helpful.
Should I have left off the lower levels of like the scaffolding? When I look at it now, it's kind of hard to see which ones are meant to be the bridges on this level versus the bridges on the lower levels.
Oh no, I totally got it. I like that you did like the faded effect on them and left them on there because it helps to give you like more perspective without, I didn't feel like it was confusing.
All right, cool. That's why I put like a 33% filter like right below the top level, and then a 66% filter right below the second level, and then a 99% filter below the third. So that's part of why when Justin asked like how far he can see, I was just like, well, it's perfect just to say you can see up or down two levels kind of thing. Oh shit. Davros isn't in darkness. This whole area is well lit. I forgot about that. Yeah, I'll fix that next time. But Davros isn't in darkness. This place is lit up. My apologies. I like kind of did that from the start.
Yeah, no worries. I don't think it had any effect on anything. So
Which, well, it does kind of too, because I think you guys would be able to see that there is a way off from the level up above you to the east. I didn't mean to show that much. And then I think you guys, Davros would, when he fell, be able to see that there is a way off to the west on the level above him.
that would make sense because that's about halfway down, right? The level above him would be the fifth level.
Yeah,
But
it was
like I
definitely
said,
fun.
it feels like juggling this mission is definitely a lot of things on my plate, and that's part of why I was like, "Yep, let me hand off these extra NPCs to you guys."
Yeah, definitely a lot for you to keep track of. Yeah, but
Yeah, I mean,
appreciate
I
you.
definitely enjoy like the combination of like combat and like a puzzle and like moving components all taking place at the same time. Like whenever it's like combat is one thing, a puzzle is another thing, but then whenever you put like a sort of like a hourglass on top of it too, where there's like stuff happening if you just dilly dally too much.